Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto had enough of Kakashi Konoha. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Dragon6 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Naruto walked the streets of Konohagakure no Sato in a dejected mood. His shoulders were slumped and his face had a frown on it. Why was he so down? He had just failed the genin exams again. It was because of that stupid Bunshin again that made him fail. Why did that jutsu always make him fail? He watched his families congratulated their children and it made him sad. It also did not help that everyone was making comments, glad that he failed again. It was just the usual things that he went through. He never understood why everyone hated him. He admitted that his pranks were outrageous, but they were just because people could not ignore him. It was fun that he got such attention despite that he was getting negative feedback. He didn't get it, but he always kept that happy disposition of his. He knew that one day, he would get their acknowledgement without having to resort to his pranks. He was going to be Hokage after all. As he walked, feeling a bit better, he came across a small crowd of women. He was curious and decided to see what was going on. He watched as they glared at another woman. Naruto looked at the person that they were glaring at and was amazed at what she was doing. She currently had a kunoichi and a painful wrist lock while munching on some dango. He listened into the conversation. "You bitch." The kunoichi growled, wincing in pain. "I don't understand why you're so angry. I didn't tell your boyfriend to cheat on you. If it is anything, he was really bad at it," the woman said. The kunoichi growled some more but was forced to give up. She released her and sat back eating her dango. The kunoichi just glared at her before leaving. "I can't believe that bitch," one of the women said. "How can the Sandaime allow her to be a ninja? She's the student of a traitor," another woman said. "She's just as dangerous as the demon brat," another woman said. "SHH, she'll kill us if we talk about that." The woman left the area and Naruto was left to his thoughts. He wondered who this woman was. It looked like she was just as hated as he was. He decided to go and see the old man about it. Chapter 1. Naruto was making his way toward the Hokage Tower to see the old man. Last night, he could not forget about that woman he saw yesterday. She seems to be hated just like him, but she didn't let it bother her. He would smile through the pain, but that didn't really stop the glares and the words. That woman just took it all and even fought back at her tormentors. He had to know how she did it. He hoped that the old man would know who that woman was. He entered the tower without any problems as it was the only place besides Ichiricus that didn't hate him. He spoke to the receptionist who smiled and allowed him into the office of the Hokage. As he entered, he watched the old man work for a while. The old man was the leader of Konoha and the man that he would take the hat from soon. He was the Sandaime Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. The aged leader looked up and smiled at him. "Naruto, it is a pleasure to see you again. I'm sorry that I was not able to see you yesterday. I am also sorry that you did not pass this time," Hiruzen said. "Don't sweat, old man. I'll pass next year and then nothing will stop me in my quest for your hat," Naruto boasted. Hiruzen just smiled and was pleased that Naruto could look at things with such optimism. "Anyway, I was wondering if you can help me find a kunoichi." "Naruto, I can't make Sakura like you. That is beyond my power," Hiruzen said with a sigh. "Not Sakura-chan, I'm looked for an older woman. I want to ask her a question," Naruto said. Hiruzen was interested in who this woman was. "Can you describe this woman?" he asked. "Well, she has violet hair and a short ponytail and light brown eyes. She was wearing a pair of shin guards, a mesh suit, a miniskirt and a tan trench coat. There was something else," Naruto said while trying to remember what it was. He missed the surprised look on Hiruzen's face when he described the woman. He couldn't be talking about Anko, could he? Hiruzen thought. That's when Naruto snapped his fingers as he remembered. "Oh yeah, she likes attention because she does not wear a bra," Naruto said. "Definitely talking about Anko. This can be troublesome. I do know who you're talking about. Her name is Mitarashi Anko and is a Takebetsu Jinin, special high Jinin. May I ask why you wish to speak with her?" Hiruzen asked. Naruto then explained what he saw and understood why he was searching for her. While Naruto was the number 1 pariah in Konohagakure, Anko was number 2. It was not her fault however. It was because of his wayward student, Orochimaru. She used to be his pupil until he betrayed her and left her for dead. She was an outcast because of her association with him. It took her a while to get the respect that she deserved. Hiruzen rubbed his chin, wondering what he should do. In the end, he would help him and pray to whatever deity she does kill him. "I will tell you where you can find her. I do ask that you be careful," Hiruzen said. "Don't worry about it, I'm lovably cute. Why would she hurt me?" Naruto asked. Hiruzen just sighed and wondered how many deities would help him. Mitarashi Anko was Konoha's resident wild child and second in command at the torture and interrogation department. She loved her job, her lifestyle and some dango. She was currently hanging out at her favorite place, Training Ground 44, aka the Shai no Mori, Forest of Death. As she ate her dango, she felt someone enter her space. She looked down to see a blonde-haired 9-year-old. She instantly recognized him as the Jinchuriki of the Kikbi no Yoko. She was a little curious as to why he was here. She watched as the young blonde looked at her. "Hey, are you Mitarashi Anko?" Naruto asked. "Who wants to know?" Anko asked. "My name is Naruto. I was wondering if you can answer a question of mine," he said. Anko tapped her chin for a moment before facing him. "Sorry kid, but I don't think so," Anko said. "But it's one simple question. It won't take you that long to answer it," Naruto said. "Maybe, maybe not, but I have better things to do than to answer the question of a snot-nosed little kid," Anko said with a grin. "Hey, you don't even know me lady. Who the hell do you think you are?" He got his answer when something cut his cheek. Anko vanished and reappeared behind Naruto. The blonde was scared stiff as she licked his blood. He couldn't see her, but he could feel the grin on her face. "Not so tough now, are you? Just run along kid. Maybe you can look me up when you get a little older." Anko mocked and vanished. After she was gone, Naruto let out a sigh of relief. He couldn't believe how crazy that lady was. Still, she was the only one who could answer his question, and if there was one thing about Uzumaki Naruto, he was a very persistent person. This would be something that Anko would learn greatly. Anko yawned and stretched her muscles. She smacked her lips and sat in her bed for a while. Dressed in a large shirt that belonged to someone, she made her way toward her bathroom. Along the way, she discarded the shirt and grabbed a towel that was hanging off the bathroom door. She walked into the bathroom and toward her medicine cabinet. She opened the door to get her toothbrush and paste. She closed the door and was about to brush her teeth when she noticed something in the mirror. She narrowed her eyes to see a grinning blonde waving at her. She was instantly awake and snapped her head around to see Naruto outside her bathroom window. "What the hell? How do you know where I live?" Anko asked him. "I asked around and some guys told me where I can find you. They seem to know you well," Naruto said with a grin. Anko glared at him. "If you haven't noticed, I am not dressed to receive visitors," Anko growled. "Please lady, you walk around the village in nothing but mesh and you don't even wear a bra. Don't act like you're not trying to get attention," Naruto scoffed. The statement got him a one-way trip to the ground via Anko's fist. Anko was angrily eating her dango. Everyone at the place was giving her a wide berth considering the angry vibe she was giving off. She couldn't believe the nerve of that kid, calling her easy. Unlike the rumors that were spread around, she was not easy. Yes, she did have partners, but they were guys who understood that this was a one-and-done deal. It wasn't her fault that some of these men were horny scum that were cheating on their women. Her choice of clothes was also something that helped her in her interrogations. They liked what they saw before she showed them the truth. It irked her that some random brat could insult her like that. She swore to Kami that she would sink that kid if she saw him again. Her danger sense was tingling and she could feel him behind her. She whipped around to shout at him when she found no one there. She blinked a few times before sighing. "Maybe I'm being paranoid," Anko thought as she turned back toward her dango. "Boo!" Naruto shouted, making Anko cry out and fall down from her seat. Naruto was laughing his ass off as Anko laid on the ground. "Oh man, you should have seen your face." He was busy laughing that he didn't see Anko stand. Anko grabbed his head and slammed it onto the counter. "Baka!" Anko shouted and stormed off. Naruto just rubbed his face and watched the retreating woman. He started after her, determined to get his question answered. Anko was at her wit's end. She was now jumping at shadows and looking behind her. That kid was just relentless in his pursuit. He hounded her for a week and it didn't look like he was going to stop. She had lost him a couple of times only for him to find her later on. What was his deal? She could end it all with metal across his throat, but she didn't feel like becoming a missing nin, killing the Sandame's surrogate grandson. She just needed to find a way to end this. Iki Kurenai looked at her friend with concern. She was wondering why she was looking over her shoulder and why she was so jumpy. "Are you okay Anko?" Kurenai asked. "Yeah, just dandy, I'm just dealing with a rat problem," Anko said. "Do you need a place to stay while you deal with it?" she asked. "No, it's okay Kurenai. I will find a solution and everything will be back to normal. I just need to enjoy my." Anko paused when she noticed that her plate was empty. She stood up quickly. "Who the hell took my dango?" she roared. Everyone looked at her before hearing the sound of someone eating. They looked to see Naruto eating a stick of dango. Not only was he doing that, he was drinking her red bean soup. "Hey, this isn't bad. It isn't as good a ramen but it isn't bad," Naruto said. Everyone was shocked at the balls of this kid. Some prayed that he would still have them intact as an evil killer intent fell over the area. Naruto looked at the woman and gulped. He realized that he may have gone a little too far. Anko glared at him with pure rage and malice. You're dead. I'm going to kill you. Anko roared. Naruto dropped everything and ran for his life. Anko was on him, a kunai in her hand. After a few seconds, Kurenai ran after Anko, praying that she would make it in time to stop her friend from committing murder. Let me go. Naruto exclaimed. He was currently hanging upside down on the monument. Below him, a giant snake was coiled and waiting for him. He looked up to see a grinning Anko who was holding the rope. You're crazy, lady. You're crazy. I've had enough of you, brat. I don't care if I get killed for this, but you will no longer bother me and ruin my life. This is the end for you. Anko said with an evil laugh. Hey, if you would have just answered my question, you would have been able to continue on with your life. Naruto shouted. Are you telling me that you have tormented me for a week because of a stupid question? Anko roared. Naruto gulped and Anko released the rope. Naruto plummeted to his death as Anko laughed loudly. Anko was grinning with her eyes closed when she felt someone shake her. She awoke and looked around the room she was in. She recognized it as a hospital room. She saw her friend Kurenai, the Sandaime Hokage and… You? Anko roared and prepared to lunge at Naruto. She was held back by Kurenai and Naruto ducked behind the Hokage. Kurenai was able to restrain her friend and Naruto poked his head from behind the Hokage. That will be enough of that, Anko. I'm sorry that Naruto has caused you such trouble and he will apologize for it. Hiruzen said. Hey, why do I have to apologize? Exclaimed Naruto. She flipped out and started to chase me with kunai. You ate my lunch. Anko shouted. Well, if you would just answer my question, I wouldn't have done that. You're just being stubborn. Naruto stated with an angry frown. Anko took a few calming breaths before she did something that she would regret. She looked at the boy with a glare. Fine. What's your damn question? Anko asked. How do you deal with it? Naruto asked. Excuse me? How do you deal with all the whispers and glares you get from the villagers? Anko looked at him with surprise. I would usually smile through everything and proclaim that I'm going to take his hat, but sometimes it gets to be too much. You seem to deal with it much better than I do. So, what's your secret? He asked. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what to tell you, kid. The way I am is just so that they don't mess with me. I don't take stuff from anyone and I let them know that their words don't bother me. It helps that I have some really close friends to talk to. Anko explained. Oh, I think I would just make things worse if I started acting like that and I don't really have any friends. Naruto said with a somber tone. Kurenai and Hiruzen looked at him with sadness. He quickly put up his grin on and looked at Anko. Well, thanks for answering my question and I'm sorry if I messed with you too much. It was kind of fun. He said. With a mock salute, he was gone. Anko just watched the door with a somber face. She turned to Kurenai. How did I end up here anyway? Anko asked. You slipped while you were chasing him. He attempted to grab a hold of your coat but you were a little too heavy for him. Don't worry. You only landed on your head. That part is hard as a rock. Kurenai joked. Anko grinned a little but looked back at the door. She was thinking about what the kid asked and it bothered her greatly. Anko didn't why she was doing this. She was finally free of the blonde rat. He wasn't popping up everywhere, she could eat in peace and she could finally relax. So why was she about to do this? It was because of surveillance that she did on Naruto. She watched as he trained and walked around the village. She was very tempted to kill a few villagers over what they did to him. She dealt with one of the grocers who overcharged him. She admitted that he had some potential to be a shinobi, but that he was badly undertaught. She also saw that he was very lonely. It was something that she greatly remembered. After a week of watching him, she felt that she needed to do something. It was because of this that she was visiting the Hokage. She entered the office and faced the Hokage. Hiruzen looked up at her. He could see the nervousness in her and wondered what was wrong. Is there something I can help you with, Anko? Hiruzen asked. Yeah, I was hoping that you could give me 3 months to deal with some personal business. Anko said. 3 months is quite a time, Anko. What is so important that you would need such time? He asked. Let's just say that I feel obligated to fix this personal issue. Please, I just need those 3 months. She begged. Hiruzen looked at Anko and could see that she needed it. Very well, you have your time off to settle this personal issue that you have. Hiruzen said. Thank you, and thank you. You would regret it, sir. Anko said and left. Something told the old cage that he would. Chapter 2. Anko slept with drool coming down his face. The covers were thrown off him and his sleep jersey was curled up and little. He mumbled the words ramen a couple of times. It was kind of cute to Anko who was standing in his room. After observing him for a while, she decided to get to the reason of her visit. She reared her foot bad and kicked over the bed. "Good morning, future student." Anko cheered. Naruto got from under his bed and looked at Anko like she was crazy. "What?" Naruto said a little sleepy. Anko thrust his alarm clock in his face. "It's time to get to work, kid. We have a lot of ground to cover before your return to the academy." Anko explained. "What the hell are you talking about? It's 5 in the damn morning." Naruto shouted. He was now fully awake. "I know. The early bird gets the worm. Now, take a shower and get dressed. If you're not outside in 15 minutes, I'll come back inside and drag you out naked and wet," Anko said. She left his room and a very confused Naruto in her wake. XXX. Naruto stood in front of Anko with an annoyed look on his face. She just smiled at him. "Well, let's get to the reason that I'm here. I was pretty impressed with you the last time we met. You avoided me for a while and that's not an easy feat. So, as a reward, I will be helping you improve so that no one can catch you. You may begin to thank me," Anko said smugly. "Why the hell would I thank you? You're just using that as an excuse to hurt me," Naruto stated. "I am hurt that you would think that. Yes, we did not have the best of meetings, but I honestly wished to help you. Just think about it. For the whole summer, you get one-on-one training for a very skilled ninja. You can rub it in your classmates' faces when you show them all up," Anko told him. Naruto actually concerned what she said and was nodding in agreement. He missed the smile on Anko's face. "Payback time, you little rat. I'm going to make sure that this will be hell on earth for you and I will enjoy it. Oh yes, I will enjoy it." Anko let loose an evil chuckle. She quickly composed herself and faced him. "Okay then, why don't you tell me your skill set?" "Well, I'm awesome in everything. I know 2 of the academy jutsu and my most powerful technique, Warrick no Jutsu, sexy technique. I am the man who is going to be Hokage, Databeo, believe it." Naruto cheered. "So, you suck basically," Anko stated. "Hey!" Naruto exclaimed. "Did you think I wouldn't check up on you? That cute chiknin with the scar told me some things about you." "What was it that he said?" "Oh yeah, you're loud, brash and unfocused. You can't do a clone to save your life and you fight like a drunken brawler. As for your powerful technique, that only works on perverts," Anko explained. Naruto knew who she was talking about and made a mental note to deal with Iruka-sensei. "Aw, don't pout about it. By the end of the summer, you'll be as good as new. Now, let the torture, training begin." Naruto watched as she pulled out several shuriken from her coat. "Time to run and dodge," Anko exclaimed. Naruto screamed before bolting. Anko was right on his heels, throwing metal at him. XXX. "Come on kid, 3 more pull-ups. Come on, feel the burn," Anko said. "Damn it, you psycho. Why do you have a bonfire under me?" Naruto asked loudly. "It's good motivation." She then pulled out a bottle of lighter fluid. 3 more pull-ups kid," she said before spraying some more fluid on the fire. XXX. Naruto hit the ground with a thud. He struggled to get to his feet and glared at the tree. It was mocking and laughing at him. Well, it wasn't the tree but the person sitting in it. She was happily munching on dango while he was tired and dirty. Anko looked down from her perch and had to admit that he did a lot better than before. "Not bad brat, you got like an inch higher. Let's see how much higher you can get before lunch," Anko commented. "I hate you," he spat out. "I love you too," Anko said with a grin. XXX. Anko kicked the door open to Naruto's apartment. She had the blonde over his shoulder. He was out like a light. It was because of all the training that they had been doing. After teaching him the Kainabori no Shujin, tree climbing exercise and lunch, she got into his taijutsu for the rest of the day. She was teaching stance, tactics and various other things. It ended with a spar that she found very satisfying. She had to give it to him though. There were many in the village that could take such a beating and stand right back up. She entered his room and flipped his bed back on its legs. She dumped the kid on the bed and watched sleep for a while. She had a small smile on her face. Well, she did torture him a little, he didn't complain much. He just kept going forward and didn't give up. It was a great trait of his. She was positive that he would go far in his career. She closed the door and left the apartment. XXX. Naruto hit the ground again and took a deep breath. Naruto looked at the tree and had a cocky grin. He was getting there. He was halfway up the tree now and it wouldn't be long before he conquered this stupid exercise. It had been a week since he became Anko's victim. She was a brutal and crazy woman, but she knew what she was doing. He felt stronger and quicker. He could throw straight and he could somewhat properly fight. She still mocked him about his jutsu, but he didn't let it get to him. Speaking of his teacher, she was once again sitting on the branch of the tree. She was watching him make his progress with the exercise. "So, how am I doing?" Naruto asked. "What, do you want a cookie every time you improve? If you want to impress me, then get higher." Anko said. Geez, can't you just throw me a bone here? Naruto grumbled. Anko just grinned at him. In truth, she was very impressed with his improvement. It had only been a week, but she was sure that his control had improved greatly. She wondered what he had in store for the rest of her time off. Hey kid, what do you think about a little test? Anko asked. Naruto looked up to her with a confused look on his face. Anko's grin did not help ease him. XXX. Hiruzen was busy dealing with some paperwork when someone interrupted him. He allowed them entry and what he saw was just shocking. Two of his Anbu commanders had their mask redone. They were colored with very bright colors and funny faces. They did not say anything as they knew who the culprit was. Hiruzen never understood why Naruto would antagonize the Anbu as they were the elite of the elite. He ordered that Naruto is to be brought to him. As soon as they left, he pulled out his crystal ball. Using his Tmege no Jutsu telescope technique, he searched for Naruto. He was able to find him with Anko. This confused him greatly and listened into the conversation. So, I did good right? Naruto asked. It wasn't bad, but I could have done better. Still, for your first infiltration, you did well. Anko said. Just remember what you promised lady. You will show me a jutsu for this. Naruto stated. Oh stop being a little baby. I said that I would teach you a jutsu right. I'll teach you at a later date. However, it is time that you learn another lesson. Anko said. Oh, what's that? He asked. Today's lesson is to never trust anyone. Anko said with a grin. Naruto was confused when Anko grabbed him by the scuff of his jacket. Hey guys, I found the little prankster. She shouted. Naruto looked betrayed and began shouting curses at her. Hiruzen stopped his technique and sat back with an amused look. So that's why she need the time off. This could prove to be a little problematic as they are both so alike. If he should pick up some of her bad habits, who knows what will happen. I guess I'll play the wait and see card and watch them from afar. Who knows, this might work out for the both of them. Were the Hokage's thoughts. He went back to his work while awaiting the arrival of Naruto. XXX. Naruto had to dodge another lunge from one of Anko's snakes. He growled in frustration as he could not get the stupid genjutsu that Anko was teaching him. She called it the Hibi Suridoi Shisen, snake penetrating stare. It was a technique that she told him that she learned from her master. It was a pretty stupid technique in his opinion, as when would he ever run into a snake? After another failure, Naruto stood and glared at Anko. This technique is bogus. He exclaimed. I thought that you were going to tech me something good. Naruto said with a tone. It is a good technique, especially for assassinations. I told you that I would show you a technique so stop complaining. Anko said. Yeah but you said that this technique was from the person who taught you. The guy must have been some kind of weakling if this is the best that he could come with. Naruto complained. Anko chuckled a little as her teacher would have probably killed him for his words. Still, he was disrespecting the technique that she learned from him and in a way he was insulting her. You know, my master was a Jimnin and part of a famous team. He was definitely not a weakling and I am insulting that you would say that because you're calling me weak as well. Anko said calmly. Well, how come I haven't heard of him? Maybe he wasn't as good as you say. I bet he was that great of a ninja. Naruto mocked. Anko gave him a hard glare. That will be enough of that kid. Anko warned. Besides, aren't you just a Takubetsu Jimnin? Like teacher, like student I guess. Naruto found himself lifted off the ground and slammed into a tree. He looked right at Anko and saw the anger in her eyes. He realized that he may have gone a bit too far. I am nothing like him. Don't you dare compare me to the likes of Irachi. Anko caught herself and realized that she lost her cool over that bastard. She dropped Naruto and vanished. Naruto wondered what the hell that was about. XXX. Anko just sat at a table in deep thought. She didn't know why she went off like that. She didn't respect that man anymore, so what Naruto was saying shouldn't have hurt her so much. Maybe it was because of the last statement she heard him say. It was a comment that many have said about her. She was nothing like him and she busted her ass to show that she wasn't. She figured that she would apologize to him later. Suddenly a plate of dango was placed in front of her. She looked at it and then to the waitress. I didn't order this. Anko said. No, it was that little boy there. The waitress said and pointed. She looked to see Naruto looking at her. Anko just sighed and motioned him to come over. He did and sat across from her. They were silent for a while before Naruto took a deep breath. I'm sorry that I insulted you and your master. I didn't know that it was a sensitive topic. Naruto apologized. It wasn't the fact that you insulted my master Naruto. He was a bastard anyway. I lost my cool and reacted badly. If anyone should be sorry, it should be me. Anko said. If you don't mind, what did he do to you that would make you dislike him so much? Naruto asked. What made you come to that conclusion? Anko asked. You only came at me because I said you were like him or her. He said. You're getting too damn observant. Anko said. She sighed and looked at him. My master isn't seen in such a great light in the village. He abandoned the village and abandoned me. Let's just say I don't like it when people compare me to him. I don't want anything to do with him. She explained. Oh, there was a pause in the conversation until Naruto slapped his fist into his hand. Okay then, you got to teach me this technique and when I meet your former sensei, I'll show him that you're much better than him. Naruto declared. Anko looked at Naruto with surprise. She then smirked at the boy's declaration. Don't say things that you can't back up. Come on. Let's get back to your training. Anko said and grabbed her dango. Naruto followed her and attempted to get her to believe him. She just kept walking but was a little happier for some unknown reason. XXXXX. Chapter 3. The sounds of battle could be heard throughout the Shinomori, Forest of Death. It sounded like two people throwing fists and kicks at one another. The two people were Anko and Naruto. Anko was not wearing her trench coat as it got lost during their battle. Anko prepared herself as Naruto was flying at her. He used a bunshin, clone, technique and created a mass number of them. Anko cursed and kept herself alert. Naruto could attack her from anywhere now. She didn't have to wait long as a streak of fire came at her from behind. She jumped out of the way, but it was just as Naruto wanted her to do. He caught her with a flying tackle in midair. He quickly twisted her around and used a shoulder throw to toss her into a tree. Anko hit the tree hard and gasped. Naruto smirked at his victory until he watched Anko turn into a log. He cursed as he was exposed, which Anko capitalized on. Naruto was suddenly wrapped up by 4 snakes and dragged toward the ground. He hit the ground with a thud. Anko pulled him toward her and when he was close enough, she held a kunai to his throat. That's my win. Anko said, but with a very tired voice. Fine, you win. Now get these snakes off me. Why do you keep using poisonous snakes when you use the Shinajashu, hidden shadow snake hands? Naruto exclaimed. Oh, stop being a baby. They're not going to bite you. Anko said. You said that the last time Oni-chan. Anko just smirked and released him. The two sat and rested for a while. She looked at Naruto and couldn't help but feel proud of the progress that Naruto had made within these 3 months. His chakra control was at a level that put him ahead of his classmates. His taijutsu had greatly improved as well. She taught him the basics of the hibi, snake, style, but told him not to use it around konoha. What was really good was his ninjutsu. He was able to do the 3 academy jutsu and a couple that she showed him. One was the Kaiten. Rika no Jutsu, fire release. Dragon fire technique, and he also knew the Doten. Dachikaijo no Jutsu, earth release. Underground projection fish technique. The last thing was that he was able to detect a genjutsu and dispel it. In addition, she improved his sneakiness, infiltration techniques and awareness. She could say that Naruto was going to pass this time in the academy. There was no doubt in her mind. Well Gaki, brat, this is the last day of your training with me. Anko said. What? But, I still have a lot to learn from you. Naruto exclaimed. Sorry but my 3-month leave is up. Besides, it isn't like I'm going to stop showing you stuff. It's just that our time will be limited because I'll be doing some kick-ass missions. She said. She chuckled when Naruto pouted. Don't pout. We'll still see each other. However, there is one more thing that we got to do before this all ends. Naruto looked at her and was wondering what she was planning. XXX. Iruka stood at the entrance of the academy and greeted returning students. He was waiting for one student in particular, mostly because he had not seen the boy during the summer. He did try searching for him, but it seems that he had vanished for the village. He went to the Hokage about it, but the old leader assured him that Naruto was in good hands. Still, he was worried about the blonde and wondered what he was up to. Hey Iruka-sensei, how was your summer? A voice called out. Iruka turned to the person who was standing in front of him. He was a blonde-haired kid dressed in a pair of black pants that was tied at the shins, an orange and black jersey that covered a mesh shirt and an orange coat with short sleeves. Iruka looked at the kid with narrowed eyes. Can I help you? Iruka asked. One sensei, don't you recognize me? It's me, Naruto. Naruto greeted. Iruka dropped the clipboard he was holding. He looked closely at the boy and saw the whisker marks. He could help but be surprised. And Naruto? Iruka asked in shock. The blonde only smiled. XXX. Anko entered the Hokage's office and stood in front of the aged leader. He looked at her with a smile. I would assume that you have resolved your issues. Hiruzen asked. Yes, sir. Everything has been dealt with and I can continue on without issue. I came to get a mission should there be one for me. Anko said. Yes, I do have a mission for you, but before you get it, I need to ask you about Naruto. Hiruzen asked. Anko looked a little shocked at the request. What would you like to know, sir? I don't know what I can tell you though. Anko said, playing dumb. Now Anko, I am the Hokage and Naruto is very important to me. Did you really believe that I wouldn't have noticed that you've been teaching him? Hiruzen asked with a raised eyebrow. Anko blushed in embarrassment. So, do you think that he will pass this time around? Without question, Naruto will become a genin. Anko said with confidence. I'm glad to hear that. Now, let's discuss your mission. XXX. Naruto was getting a lot of looks from everyone in the class. It was kind of annoying but not surprising. He knew that his change of clothes would attract attention as he was not wearing as much orange as he liked. He loved the orange jumpsuit, but Anko had told him that he was to get rid of it. He was stubborn about it, but he forgot who he was dealing with. Anko just raided his apartment and burned all his clothes. That when she took him shopping for some new clothes. She allowed him to have clothing with orange, but it couldn't be too bright. He did like the clothes and the coat that she had specially made for him. It wasn't so bad after all. He looked to his left to see his crush, Haruno Sakura. Normally, he would do anything to sit next to her, but he was ordered by Anko not to sit next to her. He remembered the argument that he had with her about it. Flashback. Anko was enjoying the bowl of ramen that she had swiped from Naruto. The blonde was currently tied to a tree, struggling to get free. You know, this isn't half bad. Still, it doesn't compare to dango and red bean soup. Anko said. Blasphemy. Ramen is the chosen food of the gods. Naruto exclaimed. Anko ignored him and drank the broth. She let out a satisfied sigh, while Naruto cried at the loss of his ramen. Quit being so melodramatic, you'll just be eating several bowls once I let you go. Now, will you do as I asked? Anko asked. I don't get what you have against Sakura, but I'm not going to not sit by her just because you said so. Naruto said with an edge. Anko sighed at him. Well, I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Kuchius no jutsu, summoning jutsu. Anko called out. When the smoke cleared, Naruto's face was white with fear. In front of him was Anko's pet summon, Kajin. Kajin was the bane of his existence as the serpent did everything Anko told him to do. He also had the annoying habit of conducting electricity like an eel. Anko just smirked at him. So, what do you say now? I hate you so much. Naruto grumbled. I love you too. Anko said with a grin. Present. Naruto just sighed and sat back. He was awaiting the boring lessons that he would have to go through for another year. XXX. It was a week since the academy year had started and Naruto was enjoying it some. It didn't take him long to cut class and make some people lives miserable. He loved that one prank he did on one of the teachers. What was so great about it was that they could never prove it. He was able to get out, do the prank and get back before anyone was wiser. The Bunshin had so much potential when it came to pranking. He was currently lying on the grass as he was tired from his private training of doing chakra control. Anko had drilled into him the art of deception and he followed that advice to the letter. As popped up to his feet and was about to go at it again. He felt that he was being watched. He zeroed in on where he was getting the feeling and threw a kunai at the spot. He heard a small squeak and rushed over to the area. He saw someone and immediately tackled the person. He spun the intruder on their back and faced them. He was surprised to see the girl from his class. Hey, your name is Hinata, right? Naruto asked. Hinata could not answer him as she was currently out cold. Naruto was very confused as to why her face was as red as a tomato. XXX. A gentle groan and the fluttering of eyes signaled the awakening of one Hika Hinata. She sat up and realized that she was on a couch. She recognized the couch as it belonged to her former caretaker, Ikki Kurenai. She was wondering how she got here when Kurenai came out of her kitchen. Following her was her crush, Naruto. She even was a little red in her cheeks. Kurenai just smiled at her while Naruto looked confused. Hey, is her fever coming back? Naruto asked. I don't believe so. How are you, Hinata? Kurenai asked. I'm fine. How did I get here? Hinata asked. You have to thank young Naruto here. He was carrying you toward the hospital when we ran into each other. Kurenai explained. Yeah, you were all red in the face and I guess I startled you into your fainting spell when I threw that kunai. Sorry about that though, I was trained to be very aware. Naruto said. It's alright. Hinata said. Wow, you sure do stutter a lot. Naruto said. Hinata hid her face a little. Now, that's a rude thing to say. Hinata is just very shy. Kurenai said. Really? But isn't she a Hikta? Naruto asked. Hinata looked dejected after that. She was sure that he would not hang with her because of that. His next word surprised her though. I guess that's okay. Most of the Hyugas I've met look really constipated, especially the clan head. Kurenai nearly choked on her tea as Naruto said that about Hinata's father. Hinata looked at Naruto in surprise. He doesn't see me like the rest of my clan. Hinata thought. So, you use that style of yours right? What is it called? Oh yeah, it's called the Jiken, right? Naruto asked. Yes but I'm not that good at it. Hinata said. Well, you won't get good unless you practice. Say, how about, as an apology, we train together after school? Naruto suggested. Oh really? Hinata asked with surprise. Sure, you don't act like the typical Hyuga. You seem nice. Why don't we train together? Naruto said. Hinata couldn't be happier. Naruto didn't think of her like the rest of her clan and he was willing to hang with her. It was a start that she could work on. Kurenai was happy for her. She knew how much Hinata admired the blonde Jinchuriki and would help her any way she can. I think that is a great idea. You can both grow from training from each other. Who knows, you two might become friends. Kurenai added. This made both of them smile. Hinata smiled because it would mean that she would be spending time with her crush. Naruto smiled because he might be gaining a friend. Things were changing in the life of Uzumaki Naruto and it looked like that it was getting better. Chapter 4. Naruto was lying a few feet away from Shikamaru and Choji. They had decided to cut class today and made their escape thanks to Naruto. You know Shikamaru. I can see why you like doing this. It is kind of relaxing. Naruto said. See, I know what I'm talking about. Shikamaru said. You're still a lazy ass though. Naruto added. This only got him a menkusei, how troublesome, from the lazy Nara. Naruto just smirked and kept looking at the sky. How did he ever become friends with the laziest person ever was a surprise to him, Shikamaru and the whole academy. It began over a game of shogi, General's board game. Flashback. Naruto was eating lunch with Hinata. He enjoyed it much more when she would cook and share with him. It was amazingly good and he enjoyed it a lot. It had been a month since the two met and they had become very fast friends. They learned things about each other and helped each other. Hinata helped Naruto become more attentive and helped him eat a little healthier. Naruto helped Hinata become a little confident and showed her how to have some fun. Both enjoyed the friendship and were becoming best friends. They suddenly turned to a commotion. They watched as two guys were dragging someone else away from two other guys. Naruto instantly knew the two as Choji and Shikamaru. He wondered why the guy was so angry about. What do you think is going on, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked. He must be angry with Shikamaru. He must have won again in shogi. Hinata said. Shogi? He asked. It's a game, but you would find it quite boring. She answered. It can't be that boring. Can you teach me how to play? Naruto asked. What are you planning on, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked. She was wary of the grin on his face. XXX. A week later, Naruto walked up to the two friends with Hinata in tow. The Hyuga heiress had tried hard to deter Naruto's idea, but she knew how stubborn he can be. Naruto stood in front of Shikamaru. The lazy Nara gave him a bored but curious glance. Hey Shikamaru, how about a game of shogi? Naruto asked. Choji almost dropped his chips after he said that. Shikamaru was now aware of things. He sighed and pulled out his shogi board. Naruto grinned and sat down in front of him. Shikamaru didn't understand what he was so happy about. This would not take long. When everything was set up, Shikamaru made the first move. Naruto quickly made his move and waited. Shikamaru made another move and Naruto made another quick move. This continued for 5 minutes and a small crowd appeared. It would be another 5 minutes and the two were still playing. The crowd had gotten a little bigger and it included Iruka. Everyone was amazed that the dead last had lasted this long against Shikamaru. The young Nara had a very annoyed look on his face and was glaring at the board. He couldn't understand how it got this way. This was supposed to be quick victory. Naruto didn't have any plan. He would just move a piece as quick as possible. He barely gave the move any thought. Still, he was gaining some sort of ground and it frustrated him to no end. Naruto was having the time of his life. When Hinata had first showed him how to play, he was bored. He decided to put his own spin on the game to suit him. It wasn't actually a strategy. He would just move his pieces quickly and without thought. It was how he did his pranks after all. He kind of enjoyed the frustrated look on Shikamaru's face. It only made his grin wider. After a while longer, Iruka told them that the lunch period was over. He looked over the game and saw that the two were in a stalemate and there would be no clear winner. Naruto stood up and held his hand out. Shikamaru looked at the hand. That was a good game. We should do this again. Naruto said happily. Shikamaru looked at the hand before shaking it. He gave a small grin. Sure, we should do this again. Shikamaru said. It was from there that Naruto and Shikamaru became friends. Present. With Shikamaru's friendship came Choji's friendship. It was an added bonus that he loved Ramen as well. Naruto had also made two acquaintances. One was Inyazuka Kiba. Their partnership started after Naruto took him with him to escape one of Iruka's lectures. He sweetened the deal by pranking his elder sister, Hana. Kiba still didn't know how he was able to do it and Hana could never catch him. The other acquaintance was Aburame Shino. Naruto just told him that his bugs were cool and Shino acknowledged him. The two were not really friends, but they had his back should things go south for him. But the good came the bad. His crush on Sakura was over. He had observed her and he didn't like what he saw. She was totally devoted to Uchiha Sasuke and barely did any physical work. Then one day, she came up to his face and demanded that he stopped hanging with Hinata. When he heard the reason, he was disgusted with how shallow she really was. He responded in kind by painting her whole room in neon orange. Ino was another person who he could not stand. She always thought that she knew everything and liked to brag way too much. She was also a fangirl of Sasuke's. He would just ignore her, which turned out to be the best way to deal with her. Uchiha Sasuke was a pain in the ass and the most arrogant bastard in the class. He thought that everyone was beneath him and mostly kept to himself. Despite the waves of girls that kissed his feet, he was still cold to everyone. Naruto thought that he had the ego the size of the monument. They never got along and never would. He would call him his rival, but Naruto began to see him as an annoying person who didn't like being overshadowed by those he deemed weaker than him. Naruto didn't really care if he hurt his feeling and made it his goal to overshadow the jerk sometimes. In all, he was have a much better year at the academy than he ever did. The teachers no longer tried to sabotage him, but he had a feeling that was Anko's doing. He improved in his schoolwork and in his training. He was staying out of trouble, or rather, he wasn't getting caught as much. He had friends and acquaintances. He couldn't wait for graduation as he was sure that he was going to pass for sure. XXX. Anko looked at the Hokage with surprised eyes. That quickly changed into worry, which was caught by the Hokage and his advisors. Is something wrong, Anko? Hiruzen asked. I don't have an issue with the mission, but I was hoping for something that could be done within a day or two. The mission that you're sending me on will take at least a week. Anko said. You never complained before about time. Is there something more important than this? Asked Kaharu. Anko bit back a remark to the elder woman. She was pretty sure that she knew about how close she was to Naruto. It wasn't that much of a secret anymore that the two were seen having lunch sometimes. Many, who have crossed the blonde, had to deal with her. It was something that both of the elders did not like. They especially knew that graduation was in 1 week. She always kept tabs on Naruto's progress while he was in the academy. Haruka was very forthcoming in answering her questions despite the fact that he seemed nervous around her. She was happy to know that he was no longer the dead last. In fact, she learned that there would probably be no dead last this year. She was happy and glad that Naruto had a strong chance of passing this year. She wanted to be there to congratulate him and probably scare a couple of people in the area. Hiruzen caught Anko's attention. I know that you will want to be there for Naruto's graduation, but this takes priority. He told her. Anko sighed and realized that he was right. Very well, sirs, I accept this mission. Anko said with a sad tone. You have an hour to meet your team at the gates. Hiruzen told her. That perked her up. She bowed and quickly left the office to find Naruto. XXX. Anko found Naruto easily as he was at his favorite place, Ichiraku's Ramen. She entered the stand and greeted the two chefs. Naruto was happy to see her and offered her some ramen. Sorry kiddo, I have a mission in the next 20 minutes. Anko said. Man, I can't wait to do some cool missions. There's no way that I'll fail this time. You'll be watching, right? Naruto asked. Thanks, what I came here for. Anko said with a sigh. The mission I'm going on will take me a week to complete. I won't be here for your graduation. What? But you have to be there. You're the reason that I'm so good. Naruto exclaimed. Naruto, what is it that I told you during our 3 months? It was something very important that I told you to remember. Anko said. Aiming below the belt isn't really cheating. No. Old enough to kill, old enough to drink. No. Naruto was furiously thinking about what she was talking about when it hit him. A ninja must put the village's safety before our personal issues and wants. Naruto said. Bingo. This mission is very important to the village and I must do it. I would like nothing more than to be there so we can rub it in the populace faces, but this must be done. Anko explained. Well, that sucks. Naruto said with a pout. I know, but I have something for you. She pulled out a necklace. Naruto looked at it and saw that it looked just like her own pendant. Anko placed it over Naruto's head and it hung around his neck. I was going to give this to you when you graduated, but why wait when I know that you'll pass with flying colors? You were taught by me. Anko boasted. She noticed that Naruto was quiet and looking at the pendant she gave him. Suddenly, Naruto was out of his stool and hugging her. She was so surprised by the action. Thank you, One-E-san. Naruto said with happiness. The two who ran the stand smiled at the display. Hey, I told you not to call me that. Now get off me. People are staring. Anko exclaimed. When Naruto refused to let go, she struck him. After dusting herself off, she took off to reach the gate. As she made her way there, a smile appeared on her face. She enjoyed the hug and the joy in Naruto's face. XXX. A week had passed and Naruto woke up early. He was pretty nervous about today as it was the day of the Genin exam. Despite his nervousness, he was confident that he would pass easily. Anko had prepared him and he was not about to disappoint her. Thinking of the woman he dubbed his sister, he was a little sad that she wasn't going to be there in person to see him come out with his hit I-8 forehead protector, but he knew that she was going to be with him in spirit. He took a quick bath, got dressed and had a quick breakfast. As he was leaving, he almost forgot something. He re-entered his apartment and placed Anko's gift around his neck. He looked at himself and was happy. He left his apartment and made his way to the academy. Along the way, he saw Hinata and Kurenai. Kurenai was dressed differently, but that would be because she was no longer a Chunin. "Heyo, Hinata-chan, Kurenai-sensei," Naruto called out. The two women turned to see the blonde run up to them. Kurenai smiled at the blonde who was a very positive influence on her young charge. She saw that she would still blush around the boy, but she wouldn't stutter as much. He greeted his best friend and then faced Kurenai. "Hey, congratulations on becoming a Chunin." "Thank you Naruto, would you like to walk with us to the academy?" she asked. Naruto nodded and the three were continuing on their way. Naruto was excited and was trying to get Hinata excited as well. Kurenai just smiled at the two and hoped that Naruto passed. If anyone deserved it after the work they put in, it was Naruto. Chapter 5. Naruto was eager to get the test started. There was no way he would fail this time. He had done everything in order to pass. Haruka entered the room and was talking about the test. The test was always in 3 parts, a written exam, a physical exam and the jutsu exam. Naruto felt that he could do well on each part, especially the written part since he was tutored by Hinata. Haruka and Mizuki began to hand the papers out. The exam had just begun. XXX. Naruto stood in front of Haruka and Mizuki. He was a little nervous, but he knew that he did well. The written exam was a little hard, but he knew that he got a passable grade on the test. He excelled in the physical exam, beating out Sasuke in endurance, accuracy and stealth. Now, it was the jutsu portion of the test. Knowing the two in front of him, they would ask him to do the Bunshin, clone, jutsu. It was his worst jutsu after all. "Okay Naruto, this is the final part. All we need for you to do at least 3 perfect Bunshin and you have passed," Haruka said. Naruto cracked his knuckles and grinned. Boy, were they in for a surprise. "Bunshin no jutsu. Clone technique," Naruto called out. There was a cloud of smoke. When it disappeared, standing in front of the two was 10 perfect Bunshin. Haruka was surprised and happy for Naruto. "That was great Naruto, but you didn't have to go so far," Haruka said. "Sorry about that, but because of my high and dense chakra, this is the amount I got it down to. I could make over 1,000 with half my chakra," Naruto said. That surprised both instructors. "Either way, you have passed the exam. Come and get your hit I-8 forehead protector," Haruka said. Naruto cheered and took his hit I-8. He gave a hug to Haruka and ran out the room cheering loudly. Neither one of them saw the narrowed eyes of Mizuki. XXX. Naruto walked out of the academy in triumph. He proudly wore his hit I-8 for all to see. Some looked at the blonde with annoyance, others with malice. Naruto could hear the whispers of some. They were negative and hateful. Still, it did not ruin his mood. He passed with help from his one-san, his best friends and his favorite teacher. They believed in him and he did not let them down. He only wished that Anko was here to celebrate with him. He decided to get some Ichiricus raiment to celebrate. As he left the yard, he held his hit I-8 up for his doubters. It may have been a mocking gesture to everyone but he didn't care. His time with Anko showed him that all he needed were those few precious people to keep him going. He jogged out of the yard and dashed toward Ichiricus. XXX. Stomach full and happy, Naruto made his way home. The owners, Tucci and his daughter, Am, celebrated his graduation with 10 bowls of free ramen. Naruto enjoyed them with gusto and thanked the two for their support. He looked up at the sun and saw that it was beginning to set. He wondered what he could do now. "Hey Naruto," a voice called out to him. Naruto looked to see Mizuki-sensei running up to him. Mizuki wasn't someone he trusted completely. He always felt that he was out to get him. He had no proof of that, but his gut always told him that he was bad news. Naruto always trusted his gut. Mizuki stood in front of Naruto. "It's a good thing I caught you. I have something to tell you." "What's up?" Naruto asked. "Well, I just found out that you're going to be placed on a team with Sakura and Sasuke," Mizuki said. "What? That can't be right. There's no dead last this year," Naruto exclaimed. "I know, but this was the team that the Hokage assigned. However, I have a way that you can get on another team, probably with Hinata and Shikamaru," Mizuki said. "Really?" Naruto asked with excitement. "What would I have to do?" Mizuki gave him a friendly smile while on the inside. His smile was much more sinister. XXX. Anko was walking toward the Hokage tower. While the mission was annoying, she was able to finish ahead of time. She didn't really rest as she wanted to surprise Naruto by her arrival. While she could not be there to see him graduate, she would be there to celebrate his success. Heck, she might even let him have a cup or two of sake. As she walked, she saw a weapon shop. She began to think and decided to get Naruto a graduation gift. As she was about to enter the shop, she noticed that some shinobi were going nuts. She saw two that she knew and stopped them. "Izumo, Katetsu, what's going on? Are we under attack or something?" Anko asked. "No, but we do have an emergency. Look, Anko, do you know where Naruto is?" Katetsu asked. "Naruto, what does he have to do with this?" Anko asked. "Anko, Naruto has stolen the Fukin no Sho, scroll of seals," Izumo said. Anko looked at him like he was crazy. "There's no way. Naruto may have a tendency to do something stupid, but he's not that stupid," Anko exclaimed. "We agree with you, but he was seen with the scroll. It could be someone trying to frame him, but we can't be sure until we find him," Katetsu said. "Oh, I'll find him and I'll get to the bottom of this," Anko said and took off to find Naruto. XXX. Naruto was hidden behind a tree. He was trying to calm his breathing so that he would not be found by Mizuki or Iruka. Naruto knew that he had messed up big time. He couldn't believe how stupid he was for stealing such an important scroll. Sure, he got a very powerful jutsu out of the scroll, but now he realized that this assignment was nothing more than a trick to place blame on him. He should have thought things through, but he so did not wish to be on Sasuke's and Sakura's team. That wasn't even the biggest thing that he learned tonight. When Iruka and Mizuki arrived and were fighting each other, Mizuki decided to tell Naruto a secret about himself. That secret was that he was the container of the Kikbi no Imko, nine-tailed demon fox. He told him that he was murderer and a cause of suffering for Konoha, including Iruka. Naruto couldn't take it and ran. As he sat there, he was suddenly alert when he heard a body hit the ground. He looked out from his hiding spot to see a wounded Iruka. Landing across from him was a wounded Mizuki. The traitorous shinobi glared at Iruka. "I can't believe that you've lasted this long against me," Mizuki growled. "It goes to show you that strength isn't everything. I would give up if I was you," Iruka said. "Why should I? I'm going to kill you and then I'm going to kill the demon," Mizuki stated. "I will never allow you to harm Naruto," Iruka shouted. "How can you protect that thing? The Kikbi killed your parents," Mizuki spat. "Yes, the Kikbi killed my parents," Iruka said. Naruto felt his heart shatter after he said that. However, Naruto is not the Kikbi. He is a proud member of Konohagakure and he will grow to be one of the strongest shinobi there is. He is my precious student and I will protect him with my life. That statement made a few tears fall from Naruto's eyes. He was just so happy to hear that Iruka thought of him as one of his precious people. Mizuki looked at Iruka with disgust. "You're pathetic. I'm just going to finish this now," Mizuki said. He charged at Iruka, spinning his shuriken like a buzzsaw. Iruka readied himself when his leg gave out on him. Mizuki laughed when he saw this and was on him. That's when a blur appeared and launched Mizuki back a few feet, his shuriken sent flying across the forest. Iruka looked up and saw that the person who saved him was Naruto. "Naruto, what are you doing? You need to get out of here," Iruka shouted. Mizuki groaned and rubbed his nose. He looked forward and glared hard at Naruto. "You damn brat, I'll gut you open," Mizuki said. "The only one who is going to be gutting things open is me. You're going to pay for hurting my sensei and for trying to get me in trouble, Mizuki team bastard," Naruto stated. "Just try a Kikbi. You don't have anything that can hurt me," Mizuki shouted. "Take this, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Shadow clone technique," Naruto shouted. There was a large blast of smoke that appeared. When it cleared, Iruka and Mizuki were in awe. Surrounding the area were over 100 copies of Naruto. Each of them had a menacing grin on their face and cracking their knuckles. "I can't believe what I'm seeing. He learned how to do solid clones in the span of 2 hours. What's even more amazing is that he doesn't look winded," Iruka thought with amazement. Mizuki was just too shocked to say anything. "So, you've got nothing to say. Alright then, I'll do all the talking with my fists." The clone said and descended of Mizuki. Mizuki could do nothing but scream into the night. After a few minutes, Mizuki laid on the ground in a heap with welts and bruises on his face. The clones were gone and Naruto was rubbed the back of his head. Iruka just looked at his one-time student with amazement. That's when 3 people appeared. Naruto froze in fright at the glare he was getting from one of the people. Hey Anko Onisan, when did you get back? You're the stupidest person I have ever." Anko stopped her rant long enough to see Iruka on the ground, bleeding. "Oh my god, Iruka." She sped by Naruto, smacking him to the ground and was at Iruka's side in an instant. Everyone, including Iruka, was shocked as Anko held him and checked him over. Everyone just wondered what the heck was going on. XXX. Naruto and Anko stood before the Hokage. He had a stern look on his face as he stared at Naruto. The blonde avoided looking at the man he thought of as a grandfather. He was just so ashamed of his actions and decisions. Normally, I would have dismissed you from the ninja ranks, Naruto. However, you were set up by an authority figure. If you can't trust your authority figures, then who do you trust? Still, you should have read the situation a little better than you did. You could have caused untold problems should the scroll have fell into enemy hands. Hiruzen said. I'm sorry, Hokage-sama. It will not happen again. Naruto said humbly. We will see. Now, about the Kikbi, Hiruzen said, getting Anko's and Naruto's attention. They looked to see that his expression had softened. I am sorry that you found out this way. I was meaning to tell you about your burden at a later time. Do you know why I was used for the sealing? Naruto asked. Yes, I do, but for now, you will have to wait. You have to realize, Naruto, that there are a lot of things that are tied into you being the container of the Kikbi no Inko. Right now, you are still too young to learn about it. Hiruzen explained. Okay, I guess I will wait a bit longer. Naruto said with a pout. Hiruzen smiled at him. Now that we have cleared that up, let's decide how you should be punished. I believe that Anko should decide your punishment since she is partly responsible for your increased stealth. He said with a smile. Naruto looked like he was about to die. He was about to protest when he was hoisted in the air by Anko. She held him in a headlock and had a wicked grin on her face. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I plan on making sure that this never happens again. Anko said. She bid the Hokage a good night before disappearing with Naruto. Hiruzen just chuckled and hoped that Naruto survived his punishment. XXX. Mizuki was tied down to a chair. He growled and tried to free himself, but he couldn't. He cursed Iruka and the Kikbi brat for his failure. If it took the rest of his life, he would make them both pay. The door suddenly opened and entered the room was Marino Ibiki, head of the Konoha Gomen Jinmen Butai, Konoha's torture and interrogation force. Mizuki cursed and shook with fear as he looked upon this man. No one ever wanted to be caught and sent to him. Ibiki looked at Mizuki and gave him a smile. Don't worry, Mizuki. I'm not the one who will be doing the interrogation. I'm not really into small fry like you. I'm just here to give you a chance to come clean about who you work for. Ibiki said and looked at Mizuki. The Chunin looked at him with defiance. Ibiki just smiled at him. Have it your way. He's all yours. Ibiki said before turning to leave. As he left, another person entered. Mizuki saw who it was and grinned. Well, if it isn't the demon's keeper. Are you sure that you should arg? Mizuki shouted as a kunai was stabbed into his kneecap. Anko grabbed him by the hair and gave his a hard look. Mizuki was deathly afraid of that look. It promised death and untold types of pain. I personally don't care if you tell me anything. You're going to die anyway after breaking an S-rank law. You messed with my family today, and I intend to make your journey into the afterlife as painful as possible. Get ready, traitor, the night is just getting started. She said and pulled out several senbon. Mizuki's screams could be heard throughout the building, and they would not stop for the entire night. XXXXX. Chapter 6. Naruto sighed as he entered the academy for the last time. It had been a long 3 days for the blonde. Since the Mizuki incident, Naruto was kept awake, thinking about what he learned. He would look down at his stomach at times and wonder how the yondaime put something so big in his gut. After a while, he went back to Anko's way of thinking. Who cared if he had the beast of destruction sealed within him? The old man didn't care, Anko didn't care, and the two people at the ramen stand didn't care, so why should he? With that thinking, Naruto was able to sleep without any problems. The next day was the day of his punishment by Anko. Like always, she broke into his apartment and dragged him out of bed. She expressed her disappointment him and told him to think before he acted. After an hour-long lecture, Anko took him into an area within Training Ground 44, also called the Forest of Death. She told him that the objective today was to survive. For the whole day, Anko hunted and brutalized him. He managed to survive by escaping the forest and running for safety. This didn't deter Anko, who began to play her favorite game of tag with sharp objects. It was a day of pain for the blonde hero. The next day, Naruto took his picture for his file. Luckily for him, the cuts healed overnight. He took a normal picture surprising the old Hokage. Naruto simply told him that he was too hurt to make it awesome. That's when an 8-year-old boy busted in the hall. He quickly tripped on his long scarf and fell on his face. The boy stood and then accused him of tripping him. Naruto was about to teach the boy a lesson when he was stopped by his instructor. The little brat boasted about his name, which irritated Naruto. He then proceeded to pin him to the wall with several kunai and told him off before leaving. Later in the day, Naruto caught the kid following him. He introduced himself as Konohamaru and asked to teach his Warak no Jutsu, sexy technique. Naruto agreed, but for much different reasons. As the training continued, Naruto asked Konohamaru why he attacked his grandfather. He told him why and Naruto felt for the kid. Still, he felt that he needed to set him straight and told Konohamaru that there were no shortcuts to Hokage. Only through hard work could he reach that level. He also said that he would have to beat him to the seat and informed him that wouldn't happen. They were interrupted by Konohamaru's instructor, Ibisu. Naruto saw the look that he gave him and was not happy by it. After Konohamaru's attempt of the Warwick no Jutsu failed and Ibisu's insulting words, Naruto stepped in. He combined the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Shadow Clone technique, and his Warwick no Jutsu. It was way too much for the instructor who Naruto saw was a closet pervert. He called this move the H-Remyu no Jutsu, harem technique. After seeing this, Konohamaru said that they were now rivals. Naruto just smirked at him. He then got Konohamaru to help him teach Ibisu a lesson. They took him somewhere unknown. The next day, he was found naked, tied to a post, and was marked with words pervert all over his body. It was a great few days, but Naruto was ready for his days as a ninja. He sat next to Hinata who greeted him. The two talked for a while when they heard a commotion coming from the entrance. It was Sakura and Ino arguing about who entered the class first. After a while, Sakura made her way over to Sasuke. This did not sit well with Ino who attempted to stop her. That's when everyone in the fan club attempted to get the seat. Naruto saw this was the time to cause some mischief. He got on the desk and faced the class. People, we have ourselves a Sasuke catfight about to happen. Place your bets on who gets the seat next to Lord Imo. Do I have any takers? Naruto asked. I've got 5 Ryo on Sakura. One guy shouted. I've have 10 on Ino. Another shouted. 15 on the redhead. Kiba shouted. Naruto just kept taking bets, not knowing that he was now the attention of the Sasuke fan club. They did not enjoy how Naruto made jokes about the object of their affections. Hinata saw this and attempted to warn him, but Naruto wasn't listening. After a while, Naruto stopped taking bets. Okay, we've got 2-to-1 odds on Ino, 4-to-1 odds on Sakura, and the underdog is the redhead with the ridiculous hairdo. Naruto said out loud. That's when he felt the spike of killer intent and turned to see the group of girls. The redhead looked especially angry at his comment. Everyone held their breath as they wondered what Naruto would do next. Naruto faced the girls. He looked directly at them without fear. Okay, I know that you're upset, but I have a good reason for what I did. It's because you are all pathetic and easy marks. He said with a grin. Also, your hairdo is ridiculous. That was all that took before he was attacked by the girls, the redhead reaching him first. Shikamaru raised his head slightly to watch as his friend got pummeled by the enraged girls. He sighed and placed his head down again. He was pretty sure that Naruto would be alright. He'd survived worst. Iruka walked into the classroom 5 minutes later. He saw that Naruto was handing out money and that he looked bruised. He just sighed and didn't even ask as it was probably the Sasuke fan club that did it. Naruto never really got along with any of them. He called for attention and everyone faced him. I would like to congratulate you on passing. You have done well and I am proud to call you my comrades. From now on, you are shinobi of Konoha. Uphold the name and protect the village with everything that you got. Iruka said with a smile. Now, we will be assigning you to teams and a Jinin instructor. So listen up for your names. Team 1 Iruka called out the name of teams 1 through 6. He got to team 7 and gave out a sigh. He knew that a headache was about to come. Team 7 will consist of Haruno Sakura, Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke. Your instructor is Hada Kakashi. Iruka said. Yes. True love conquers all. Suck on that Ino Buta, pig. Sakura cheered. What the hell man? You're putting me on a team with the Banshee and Lord Imo? I thought you liked me. What did I ever do to you to deserve such a cruel twist of fate? Naruto asked. That'll be enough Naruto. Well there is no dead last this year, you were placed on this team because of your skills. Iruka said. What's that skill? Personality? Naruto asked, making some people snicker. Moving on, team 8 will consist of Haika Hinata, Aburam Shino and Inyazuka Kiba. Your instructor is Ikki Kurenai. Iruka said. Hinata was happy and sad. Happy that she would be with people she knew but sad that she wasn't with Naruto. Naruto grumbled about how lucky they were and that he could have used Kurenai's help. Iruka ignored the comments and continued on. Team 10 will consist of Yamanaka Ino, Akamichi Choji and Nara Shikamaru. Your instructor is Sarutobi Asuma. Iruka said. What? Why am I put on a team with the sloth and fatty? Ino shouted. She got a glare from Choji. Hey, never call Choji that word. Besides, he isn't fat. He's big-boned with amazing ninja skills. That's why the ladies love him. Naruto said in Choji's defense. I wasn't talking to you Uzumaki. Ino exclaimed. When are you not talking? Everyone has been trying to find an off switch to your mouth since the beginning of the academy. Naruto commented. Ino shrieked and lunged at Naruto. Naruto just smirked and replaced himself with the nearest person, which happened to be Kiba. Ino straddled the dog using ninja. Well, Kiba was miffed at what Naruto did, he could forgive him this one time. Wow, Ino, I didn't know that you liked Kiba like that. Aren't you a little too young for such displays of affection? I don't mind. Kiba said with a smirk. Ino glared at the both of them and was about to unleash her fury when Iruka spoke up. Okay, that's enough. Get back to your seats and Naruto stop causing trouble. He shouted. Ino got off Kiba and stomped back to her seat. Kiba gave Naruto a high five. Iruka just sighed and continued to list the teams. Shikamaru sat with Choji as they listened to Ino rant about how they would be the best team among the others. He just sighed and tuned her out. He turned to see Sasuke eating by himself. He then caught sight of Naruto. He was carrying some buckets of paint with him. That didn't mean anything good when Naruto was involved. I hope that you're not about to paint the Hokage monument again, Naruto. Shikamaru called out to him. Naruto looked up to see him. Oh, hey Shikamaru, how's life with she who never stops speaking? Naruto asked. Don't change the subject, Naruto. What are you plotting? Shikamaru asked. Just leaving my mark on the academy, giving the new students something to see when they enter. Naruto said. He then saw Sasuke and smirked. You should check it out too, Lord Emo. I bet you'll be impressed. I doubt a dope. Sasuke said and went back to his lunch. Hey Uzumaki, leave Sasuke come alone. Ino exclaimed. I'm sorry. Did you say something? Naruto asked. Don't you ignore me. Ino said. I'm sorry Ino, but I have to go. Maybe next time we'll talk. Naruto said. Choji, we'll be having that ramen eating contest after you're dismissed. Choji gave him a thumbs up before going back to his chips. Naruto left with the buckets of paint, ignoring Ino's screech of frustration. Sakura sat alone, holding her lunch. She had a sad expression on his face. She had attempted to eat lunch with Sasuke, but it didn't go as planned. As she spoke, they saw Naruto running away from some of the academy instructors. Sakura dissed Naruto and couldn't believe that he was on their team. Sasuke commented that at least he would be useful. He then called her annoying and left. That hurt her when he said that. Suddenly, she heard something and turned her head to see Naruto. He had his jacket tied around his waist and was looking around the area. She noticed some paint on his hands and wondered what he did now. You didn't paint the Hokage monument again, did you, Baka, idiot? Sakura asked. Naruto turned to face her. Well, if it isn't the shallow harpy. I figure that you would be stalking the team, begging him to have lunch with you. Naruto said. Don't call me that or Sasuke that. God, you're such a brat. Sakura shouted. Why am I a brat? Is it because I don't respect you or the team? You know what, I don't care what you think. I'll be going now. Naruto said. Hami, why does Hinata hang with someone with you? Sakura asked hotly. Maybe it's because she's not as shallow as you are. Naruto answered. I'm not shallow. Sakura shouted. So you say, but I know how the real you act, and if that isn't being shallow, then I don't know what is. Naruto said. Uzumaki. A voice shouted. Naruto turned to see two instructors charging at him. Time to go. Naruto said and took off with the ninja trailing behind him. Sakura was now feeling worse than before. She did not enjoy what Naruto said to her. It was just as worst as what Sasuke said. She was not a shallow person. She huffed and began to eat her lunch. She hoped that the instructors gave Naruto a few licks. Kakashi entered the academy to go get his team. He stayed a little longer to look at the painting that was on the front of the academy. It was a really nice painting of one of his students with his foot on his other student's back. Some people did not appreciate it, but it was a work of art. He continued on to the classroom where they would be. As he entered, he was rewarded with an interesting sight. Sasuke was staring into nothing while Sakura just swooned over him. Naruto was tied to a chair that was held off the ground with ninja wire. He was tied with chains rather than rope. Kakashi thought that the instructors went a little too far with the mask. He got their attention and they turned to him. My first impression of you guys is, you're all idiots. Chapter 7. Kakashi was reading his little orange book, awaiting his students. He had cut Naruto down and told them to meet him on the roof. He didn't have to wait too long as the door opened to reveal them. They all took a seat in front of him and waited for whatever to begin. He closed his book and faced his team. Well then, how about we get to know each other? Kakashi said. What do you mean, sensei? Sakura asked. This got her a look from Naruto. Why don't you tell me your likes, dislikes, goals for the future, stuff like that? Kakashi said. How about you introduce yourself first? Naruto said rudely. You're the unknown here. How do we know that you're who you say you are? That is a very good point. Let's see, my name is Hada Kakashi. My likes are none of your business. I have a lot of hobbies and dislike my goals, I don't think that I'll tell you. Kakashi said. Sakura and Sasuke looked at him for the weird introduction. Naruto was the only vocal one. What kind of half-assed introduction was that? Naruto exclaimed. Stop shouting Baka. Idiot, Sakura shouted. She turned to Kakashi. I'm sorry sensei. He doesn't have any manners. Naruto scoffed and returned his attention to Kakashi. Kakashi gave them an eye smile. That's quite alright. Since you like to talk blondie, why don't you go first? Kakashi asked. The name is Uzumaki Naruto. My likes include ramen, my friends and my Onasen. My dislikes are shallow fangirls, emo pricks and people who can't tell the difference between a scroll and what's in it. My hobbies are pranks and a bit of gardening. My dream is to be Hokage. Naruto introduced. Nice intro. Kakashi said. That was pretty vague. I know that he's pretty close to Anko, so that must be his Onasen. He's much different than before. Okay, let's hear what you have to say Pinky. My name is Haruno Sakura. My likes include Sakura giggled while looking at Sasuke. My hobbies are she giggled some more. My dream is she squealed in delight. Naruto was gagging and holding his throat. Sakura glared at him. My dislikes are Naruto Baka and Ino Buta. Pig. The feeling is mutual. Naruto said. Sakura looked ready to pound him. That's great. A fangirl. Kakashi thought sarcastically. Anyway, let's hear from our resident brooder. Naruto snorted at that. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. I have few likes and I have many dislikes. My dream, no, my ambition is to revive my clan and to kill a certain man. Sasuke said coldly. That's so cool. Sakura gushed mentally. He seriously needs a hobby. Naruto thought. As I thought. Kakashi thought. Well, you are an interesting group. I only hope that you pass my exam tomorrow. Kakashi said. What are you talking about? Asked Sakura. Well, the truth is that you aren't genin yet. Kakashi said. The three sat up in surprise. What do you mean we aren't genin? We passed the genin exam. Naruto exclaimed. Actually, the test you took is just to see if you have what it takes to be genin. The real test is given by the genin who are your teachers. Trust me. This test will be much harder than what the academy gives you. Just come with your equipment to training ground 11 at 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I suggest you don't eat unless you want to throw up. Kakashi said before he vanished. After a few moments, Sasuke stood and left the roof. Sakura followed him as usual. Naruto just sighed and left after a while by walking down the side of the building. Naruto arrived at the training ground and saw his two teammates. Sasuke was brooding like always while Sakura was just looking at him with stars in her eyes. Naruto just ignored them and made his way over to the post. Naruto pulled out a sandwich and began to eat. After a while, Naruto noticed that he was being stared at by Sakura. She had a sour look on her face. What? Naruto asked. Kakashi-sensei said not to eat anything. Sakura said. So? He isn't our sensei yet and I don't really like his attitude. Besides, what good shinobi goes into something on an empty stomach? Naruto asked. It doesn't matter. Sensei said not to eat and you should just listen to what he says. Sakura argued. Well, go on and be a little good student. I'll just sit here and eat. Naruto said. Sakura huffed and made her way back over to Sasuke. After another 2 hours, all three kids were now getting annoyed. This was starting to become an annoying habit of their future sensei. At around 8, Kakashi made his appearance. Hello, my cute genin. How are he was cut off when he dodged and caught a kunai. He looked to see an angry Naruto glaring at him. Now, that wasn't nice. He said. Naruto just glared at him. Kakashi smiled it off and made his way over to his team. He noticed that Sakura and Sasuke looked hungry, but Naruto looked like he was just pissed. Well, shall we get started? He pulled out an alarm clock and 2 bells. Funny how you have an alarm clock and you can't be on time. Naruto muttered. Only the weak bark the loudest and aren't really ready for this life. Kakashi countered. I might be loud, but I don't need a book to get myself off just because no real woman would go out with me. Naruto returned. Ouch. Kakashi said. That comment was uncalled for. Anyway, the clock is set for noon. In that time, you must get one of these bells from me. The 2 who get the bells will become genin, while the 3rd is sent back to the academy. Kakashi explained. I must get one of those bells. Sasuke thought with determination. This is a proof of love. I cannot fail here. Sakura said. Something doesn't sound right here. I might be getting as paranoid as Anko Onasen, but something doesn't feel right. Naruto said. Now, if you want one of the bells you're going to come at me with the intent to kill. Kakashi said. But sensei, won't we hurt you? Sakura said. Really, that's your question? Naruto asked mockingly. He's a genin. He said while pointing at Kakashi. We are genin. If you're going to ask any intelligent questions, think about it first. Naruto shook his head and muttered top Kinoichi, my ass. Sakura looked ready to blow a gasket, so Kakashi decided to cut in. I wouldn't worry if I was you Sakura. You all wouldn't even touch me. Kakashi said. After that, he saw that everyone was ready to continue. Okay then, let us begin. With that, the three kids went to hide. Kakashi gave them a while to hide. He looked into the forest and attempted to find them. Sakura needs to work on her hiding spot a little better. Sasuke found a good spot, giving him a chance to attack. Now, where is Naruto? I know that he is pretty stealthy. Hey Cyclops. A voice called out. I could be wrong. Kakashi faced his blonde student. Compared to the others, you're a little weird. You want to talk. Anyway, let's get this started. Naruto said with confidence. Kakashi nodded and reached into his pouch. Naruto quickly launched several shuriken at the man who was forced to dodge. Naruto rocketed toward Kakashi and threw another barrage of shuriken. Kakashi threw a few shuriken of his own to deflect Naruto's shuriken. Naruto then engaged Kakashi in a taijutsu battle. Kakashi dodged and blocked Naruto's attacks but was impressed with him. He got behind Naruto who was pushed off balance. First lesson. Taijutsu. You shouldn't allow anyone to get behind you Naruto. Kakashi said. Naruto turned to see that Kakashi had his hands in the Taurus seal. Naruto, get out of there. He's going to destroy you. Shouted Sakura's voice. Konohagakure hiding taijutsu guy. Senengarashi. Konohagakure hidden secret taijutsu technique. 1000 years of death, Kakashi shouted and poked both fingers into Naruto's butt. The attack sent the Naruto flying in the air, holding his butt. Halfway up in the air, Naruto disappeared in a puff of smoke. That surprised Kakashi a little. A cage bunshin. He turned when he heard the sound of flying metal. Kakashi moved out of the way as a rain of shuriken came at him. Suddenly an army of Naruto came out of the forest, armed with kunai. He heard the battle cries and saw the anger in their eyes. Kakashi readied himself but had to dodge as another Naruto popped out of the ground, swiping at his feet. He caught the wrist of another Naruto and threw him away. The clones converged on him. Sasuke watched with shock and confusion. What the hell was that technique that Naruto had just used? That wasn't a normal bunshin clone, as they were real. He narrowed his eyes and wondered how the dobe knew such a technique. It was giving Kakashi some trouble as it looked like the clones were just as trained as Naruto was. Sasuke was not the only one who was impressed as Sakura couldn't believe what the blonde baka had done. Just by looking at the technique, she could tell that it took a lot of chakra to pull off. Both suddenly caught movement and saw that Naruto was moving at a high rate of speed to outflank Kakashi. He skid to a stop and threw two kunai at Kakashi. Kakashi saw the two kunai and used a clone as a shield. The other kunai he did not pay attention to because it was off the mark. That was until it cut the string to one of the bells. A hand popped out of the ground and grasped the bell. The hand quickly sank back into the ground. Kakashi couldn't believe that he had just gotten played. He quickly dispelled the remaining clones and slammed his hand on the ground. A small rumble later and Naruto came flying out of the ground. Kakashi threw two shuriken that pinned the blonde to a tree. Kakashi watched as Naruto struggled to free himself and released a sigh of relief. He did not expect this from Naruto. Yes, he read the file. Yes, he read the reports. Still, this was not what he expected from the little guy. Maybe he should speak with Anko just to get a look into his true abilities. He walked up to him and took the bell from Naruto. Hey, I won that fair and square. Naruto said. True, but I never said that I wouldn't try to get the bells back. I'm impressed with what you did. You're probably the first to ever hold a bell, at least in this generation. Kakashi said. Okay, what's the deal with this test? Naruto asked. What are you talking about? Kakashi asked back. All this doesn't make any sense. You say that only 2 people get to be genin, so why did they split us into groups of 3? You're also a genin. Getting those bells would be impossible. So what the deal behind this exam? Naruto said. Kakashi was very impressed with Naruto. Those are some good points Naruto. How about I give a little question? You're cool with Anko, right? Naruto nodded. Tell me this, she pretty good, but has she ever done a mission by herself? He asked. Naruto was confused by this question. He knew that Anko was apprenticed to some guy named Orochimaru. Still, he had met a couple of people that Anko worked with and went on missions with. He needed to think hard about this question, so he needed to get out of this. I don't know what your game is, but I'm going to figure it out. Until next time. Naruto said and dispelled himself. Kakashi was surprised but not so surprised that he couldn't use the Kawarimi no Jutsu, body replacement technique, when Sasuke attacked. He sat on a branch and searched for Naruto. He couldn't find him, which wasn't too much of an issue as Naruto had been hiding from Junin and Anbu for years. He still couldn't believe that Naruto was this good. He knew the technique that Naruto used and used it perfectly. He wondered what else the boy had in store for this test. Kakashi decided to test the other 2 and see what they could do. Chapter 8. Naruto sat on a branch and thought. He was surrounded by clones as he did not want Kakashi to get the jump on him. He was thinking about the question that Kakashi told him about. What did he mean by what he said? Anko Onisin doesn't go on missions alone, yeah, but what does that have to do with this test? Naruto asked himself. Kakashi wanted him to concentrate on his Onisin for a reason. She doesn't go alone. She's always with a team. Team? Could that be what he wants me to realize? He was cut off when he heard Sakura scream. Well, he didn't like the girl anymore, he wasn't about to leave her hanging. He shot off with his clones to check on her. Sasuke was glaring at Kakashi from his position. After he heard Sakura scream, he confronted Kakashi. He told the Jonin that he was not like his two teammates, but Kakashi made it a point to tell him that Naruto was the only one to get a bell. This pissed Sasuke off and he attacked Kakashi. During the small fight, he was able to touch one of the bells. Seeing that his traps and taijutsu wasn't working, he decided to use ninjutsu. He did the hand seals for his clan's most used jutsu, Kaiten. Kankakik no jutsu, fire release. Great fireball technique. He saw that this surprised the Jonin, and he was not able to dodge the flames. When the technique died down, Sasuke only saw scorched earth. He quickly looked around, wondering where Kakashi was going to attack from. He got his answer when he was dragged underground. His whole body was underground with the exception of his head. He was still able to glare at Kakashi who was kneeling and smiling at him. Oten. Shinjutsu no jutsu, earth release. Double suicide decapitation technique, a perfect counter to your own jutsu. I have to say that you are right about something. You are much different than you teammates. Kakashi said with amusement. He suddenly moved away from Sasuke and dodged several shuriken. 3 Naruto appeared and faced him. Well, ready for another go Naruto? Something like that. Naruto said. He patted the back of his 2 clones and sent them off. They charged at Kakashi who readied himself. He watched as Naruto did some hand seals and took a deep breath. Pain. Kasumi Enbu no Jutsu, fire release. Mist blaze dance technique. Naruto shouted and blew out a faint white mist. Kakashi thought that it was a great strategy until he smelt the mist. When he noticed that the regular Naruto hightailed it out of the area with Sasuke, he knew that something was wrong. That's when it happened. Anko was eating some dango, wondering how Naruto was doing with his test. She was a little concerned since she knew that Kakashi never passed a single team. She knew that he would be bummed if he had to go back to the academy. That's when she heard an explosion. She stood and looked to see some black smoke coming from one of the training grounds. She realized that was where Kakashi usually held his meetings. Thinking a bit more, she let out a small chuckle. That brat, I only suggested that he use his clones like that. Well, I can't really be blamed for it. It is a good idea after all. Anko said to herself and made her way back to her dango. Kakashi popped out of the ground and looked around at the damage that was caused by Naruto's little stunt. He knew that the Kage Bunshin, shadow clone, was mostly used for spying because of its special condition. However, this was one extreme way to use them. He knew that he said to come at him with the intent to kill, but using clones for a suicide bombing was going a bit far. Something told him that this was Anko's fault. Kakashi sighed and decided to put out any flames before going after the genin again. Naruto was with Sasuke and Sakura, surrounded by traps. He pinched the bridge of his nose as the two was working his last nerve. Look, I don't know how many times I have to say this. This isn't about the bells. There is a whole other meaning behind this test. Naruto said. I don't have time to waste with your theories, dope. It's almost noon and I have to get a bell. Sasuke spat. Oh my god, can you for once just listen to someone besides your own ego? I'm telling you that there is something wrong with this test. Naruto exclaimed. Hey, don't speak to Sasuke that way. Sakura said, defending her crush. Look, just think for a minute. Alone, we can't beat him. He's a Jonin for a reason. To get the bells, we might have to work together. Naruto said calmly. I don't need either of your help. I touched the bells and next time I'll get them. Sasuke said. Yeah, besides, why would we team up with you? Once Sasuke and I get the bells, you'll go back to the academy and they'll put you with another bunch of losers for a team. Sakura crowed. Naruto was about to explode when something stopped him. The word team just kept going through his head. That's when he remembered something. Konoha based its strength by working with each other. That meant that this test wasn't about the bells, it was about teamwork. That's it. Hey, I know what the real purpose of this test is. Naruto exclaimed. However, the alarm went off, signaling the end of the test. Kakashi appeared before the genin. Is that so, Naruto? Maybe you can explain it over there. Kakashi said. Kakashi was standing in front of everyone. He saw as Sakura struggled to free herself from the post, Sasuke was glaring at Naruto and Naruto just ignored everyone. He then faced Naruto. So Naruto, care to tell me what the true purpose of this test was? Kakashi asked. The word team just kept running around in my head. That's when I realized that Konoha's strength is based on our shinobi working together with each other. The bells were a mislead. You wanted to see how we did as a team. So, the way to pass the true exam is to show our teamwork. Naruto answered. After a few seconds, Kakashi clapped his hands. Very good, very good, I'm glad that you caught that, Naruto. It proves that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Seeing that you got the point of the test, I will see what I can do to get you on a current team. To send you back to the academy would be a waste of talent. Kakashi said. What about a sensei? Sakura asked. Oh, you two need not worry. I'm going to the Hokage and get you two removed from the shinobi forces. Kakashi stated in a matter-of-fact way. Sakura was shocked at that and Sasuke was angry. He charged at Kakashi but quickly found himself on the ground with Kakashi's foot on his head, his arm twisted in a painful lock. Sasuke-kun. Sakura screamed. That's exactly why you and Sasuke do not deserve to be shinobi. Sakura, you were so concerned with Sasuke that you totally ignored Naruto. Even after he saved you and was attempting to get your help in figuring out the purpose of the test, you scorn him. Weren't you the top kunoichi and smartest girl in the academy? Kakashi asked harshly. Sakura bowed her head in shame. He then faced Sasuke. You thought that they couldn't help you, that they would just get in your way. Still, you were saved by Naruto and taken to safety. He offered you help but you also scorned, arrogantly thinking that you were a match for me. Sasuke let out a breath of annoyance. Kakashi got off him and let him go. Sasuke made his way back to lick his wounds. You see this stone here? Kakashi said and pointed to a stone. They could see that there were some names on the stone. Those names are the names of Konoha's heroes. They get on this stone for their service to the village, may their souls rest in peace. That surprised all of them. Remember this, those who disobeys the rules are trash, but those who abandon their teammates are worse than trash. He said to them. He waited a while to allow it to sink in. Okay, because of Naruto, I'm going to give you another chance. You two can eat the lunch I brought, but Sakura get none of it. I'll be back in a moment. He said and left. The two boys dug into the lunches and began to eat. Naruto stopped eating and looked around to see if Kakashi was around. Seeing no trace of him, he walked up to Sakura and freed her. Sakura looked at him like he was crazy. What are you doing? Sakura exclaimed. Would you keep your damn voice down? Naruto hissed. He then shoved his lunch forward. Here, eat this and get your strength back. But Kakashi-sensei said not to eat. Sakura said. But Kakashi-sensei said not to eat for once, would you just listen? We need you to help us get the bells and you can't help us if you're hungry. So eat. Naruto said. Sasuke followed Naruto's lead and shoved his half-eaten lunch in front of Sakura. The dope is right. You can't help us if you're so weak. Sasuke said. Hearing it from him, Sakura nodded and began to eat. That's when the skies darkened and lightning streaked from the sky. Kakashi appeared and he was not happy with what he saw. What did I say? How dare you disobey my orders? Kakashi demanded loudly. They were all scared, but Naruto manned up and stepped forward. Screw you, Kakashi. I wasn't about to allow my teammate to starve. You don't like it, then you know where you can put it. Naruto said bravely. I stand by Naruto. We won't follow your ridiculous rules anymore. Sakura stated. We are a team and we will stand as a team. Sasuke said. Is that so? Well then you all pass. Kakashi said with an eye smile. His genin looked at him before falling down on their faces. Kakashi just kept smiling. The genin were waiting for Kakashi to arrive like always. When he finally arrived, everyone gave him a stern glare. He just rubbed the back of his head. Sorry I'm late, but Kakashi began. Spare us your lies, Kakashi. Hiruzen said. Kakashi pouted, but he shook it off quickly. So, have you finally passed a team? I'm happy to say that Team 7 has passed. Kakashi said. This surprised everyone in the room. It's about time, Kakashi. I thought you would never pass a team. Said Asuma. Well, they surprised a lot, especially Naruto. Kakashi said. Is that so? Would you care to explain? Hiruzen asked. Well, Sakura is a typical fangirl. She doesn't care much about training and being on the same team as the object of her affection might be a problem. However, she's shown great resolve and will improve over time. Sasuke is indeed skilled and put me on the ropes for a while, but he is arrogant and thinks that his teammates are beneath him. His superiority complex might be a problem, but I'm not too worried about it. Naruto is not what I expected. He's skilled and smart. It was he who figured out the test I gave them. Even though he does not respect his teammates or me, he is willing to put it aside to work with the team. I do worry that Anko may have put some destructive ideas in his head, but he is a team player. Kakashi reported. So that explosion was him, wasn't it? Kurenai asked. Kakashi nodded at her and she just chuckled. I told Anko not to put the idea in his head. Anyway, I wish you all luck with your teams. You are all dismissed. Hiruzen said. Naruto entered his apartment after having a celebratory ramen feast at Ichiroku's. He was just happy that he was finally a genin. As he made his way to his room for some sleep, he stopped and looked around his place. Something was off, he could feel it. He was suddenly tackled from behind by someone. They tumbled around for a while before Naruto managed to pin his assailant. He pulled out a kunai and put it in front of their face. He had a small smirk. "Ha, that's my win." Naruto cheered. That was before the assailant turned into a cushion. "Son of a bitch." He exclaimed and was suddenly put in a sleeper hold. He felt the light dim before tapping out. The person released him and Naruto turned to glance at the person, who turned out to be Anko. "Whose win was it?" Anko said. "Shouldn't you be stalking Iruka-sensei around this time?" Naruto asked irritably. "I'm not stalking him. I am merely taking an interest," Anko said. "How is breaking into his apartment while he slept to get a piece of his hair an interest?" Naruto asked. "Anyway, I heard you passed your exam. Congratulations are in order," Anko said. "Thanks, but I just wish that it wasn't with the team and his fangirl," Naruto said. "Stop your bitchin' and just deal with it. You'll need them later on. I guess. I can't wait to do missions though," Naruto said with excitement. "Just don't be too disappointed in the missions. They might be boring, but they serve a purpose," Anko said. "What are you talking about? How can taking out bandits, saving daimyo's daughters and protecting the ninja way be in any way boring?" Naruto asked with confusion. Anko looked at Naruto before laughing loudly. She was on the ground holding her sides. Naruto didn't have a good feeling about this. Chapter 9. Someone was going to pay for this. Oh yes, Naruto was going to make someone pay for this. Whether it was Anko, Kakashi, the old man, Konoha itself, Naruto was going to rain unholy hell upon them. It had been a month since becoming a genin, and he was at his wit's end with these so-called missions. They weren't missions, they were freaking chores. Why the hell was he doing the chores for people who were too lazy to do it themselves? He would have said so to the last client if it wasn't for Kakashi. Kakashi explained to him that these missions were to promote team unity. Naruto scoffed at that as that was a joke to him. Naruto did not consider either Sasuke or Sakura his teammates. They didn't treat him like a teammate, so why should he? It wasn't that he didn't try to be a better teammate to the two, but they wouldn't allow him in. He just gave up after Sasuke ordered him on one mission to use his Kage Bunshin, shadow clone, to do his work. Sakura, like a loyal fangirl, agreed with him. He told them both off and did his work. He told himself that he would work with the two, but that was about it. "Physician C, are you there?" Kakashi's voice came through the radio. Yeah, I'm here. I've got my eye on the target," Naruto said. "Okay then, move in and capture. Remember, we are to capture it, not kill it," Kakashi ordered. "I got you. It isn't like we haven't caught the damn cat 10 times already. Every time we do, it attempts to rip our faces off," Naruto exclaimed. "That's enough. Just do the mission and capture the target." Naruto didn't say anything and charged at the target. The target saw him coming and attempted to run. As the target tried to run, his avenue of escape was cut off by Sakura. They tried another escape only to find it cut off by Sasuke. That's when the target was strung up with ninja wire. Naruto looked up at the target and made sure that it wasn't going anywhere. Sakura walked up to Naruto and had a frown on her face. "Hey Naruto, didn't you hear sensei? He said not to kill the target," Sakura said with a tone. "The target isn't dead. I, for one, do not wish to be clawed every damn time we catch her. This way, we can safely take her back without being scratched," Naruto said. "Either way, make sure that it's her," Sasuke said. "Are you kidding me?" Naruto asked sarcastically. Sasuke ignored him and checked for the red ribbon. He touched his neck. "Target is confirmed. We have Tora," Sasuke reported. "Good work, come back and we'll return to the Hokage Tower. Naruto, you and I need to have a discussion about your attitude toward the chain of command," Kakashi said. "And that discussion will end the same way as always does. I listen, I'll pretend to care and I'll move on," Naruto said and took the radio out of his ear. He tossed it and made his way to the tower, leaving Sasuke and Sakura to deal with the cat. Naruto watched as the daimyo's wife crushed her cat. Naruto thought that was divine justice that it was happening. As she left with her cat, Naruto stood in front of the Hokage. He gave him a look, almost daring him to give him another lame mission. Hiruzen looked at him and smirked a little. He was proud of him for keeping his anger in check, but he could see that it was about to end. He knew that there was a poll going about how long it would take the blonde to explode. "Very good Team 7. Now, what is there left for you? We have several D-rank missions available," Hiruzen said. "That's it. I've had enough. I will not do another one of these chores," Naruto shouted. Some of the Anbu hidden cursed as they had lost the poll. Iruka looked really upset by how Naruto was acting. "That's enough Naruto. You have been a genin for only a month. These missions are all you can do for now," Iruka explained. "Oh come on, you can't call them missions. They're chores, plain and simple," You can justify it any way you want, but the fact is that we're doing the chores of people who are too lazy to do it themselves. Naruto said. Why you? Iruka said. That's enough you two. Naruto, do you even know why you do D-rank missions? Hiruzen asked. It's to promote unity and all that. A more difficult mission would do the same thing. Weren't we trained to do such missions? I just want a mission that shows that we're prepared for the real world. I'm just asking for a chance to show that I have matured enough to be trusted with a more difficult mission. Naruto said. The small speech made the Hokage smile. It did seem that Naruto was growing up some. I guess I can agree to that, considering the alternative should I disagree. Do you believe that they are ready, Kakashi? Hiruzen asked. I don't see why not. It would be a very good experience for them. Kakashi said. Very well. I do have a C rank here. Please bring in the client. The Hokage ordered. The doors opened to reveal a drunken man dressed in some pretty old clothes. His cheeks and nose was red, probably from the liquor. He looked at the team and frowned. What is this? I asked for ninja, not some snot-nosed little brats. The short blonde one looks like the most stupid of the three. He commented. As he was about to take a swig of his sake, a kunai flew well below the waistline and embedded into the wall. The man gulped and looked at the boy he had just insulted. You want to say that again, old man? Naruto snarled. That'll be enough, Naruto. This man is your client. His name is Tazuna. Team 7 is tasked with his protection to Nami no Kuni, Land of Waves. You will continue to protect him until the bridge he is building is finished. Do you understand? Hiruzen asked. Yes, Hokage-sama. They said. They left to get packed for the mission. Naruto was waiting along with Sasuke and Sakura for Kakashi and Tazuna. He was flipping a kunai in his hand and was debating on what to do with it. He wondered how much longer it would take Kakashi when he appeared with Tazuna in tow. He saw that Tazuna took a few steps behind Kakashi as he saw the kunai. He just smirked and grinned at him. That's when he got a familiar feeling and whipped out another kunai. He spun to block the first attack and lashed out with the kunai in a reverse grip. The attacker blocked his attack with their own kunai and then engaged Naruto in a duel of blades. After a few seconds, Naruto held the attacker at bay as they attempted to overpower him. Seeing that Naruto was holding them back, they let out a happy grunt. You're getting better at this, brat. Looks like we're at a stalemate. She said. That's what you think. Naruto said through a muffled mouth. The reason for that was that Naruto had a kunai in his mouth and the tip of his blade right at the spot where her kidneys were. She saw the grin on his face and growled. Alright, you smug little bastard, you win this round. The two stopped their attacks, but Naruto was still on guard. It was Anko after all. Don't worry, brat, I won't hurt on your first mission outside. Anko said. Swear on it. Naruto demanded. I swear on Iruka's cute butt that I won't attack you. Anko said with annoyance. Naruto relaxed after that. Anko looked at him before smiling. That was a good counter. I didn't even see you put the kunai in your mouth. I don't have to worry about you now. Careful, you don't want people to get the wrong idea. Naruto said with a smirk. Like they would say anything knowing that it's me. Anko replied. Excuse me? A loud voice called out. They too turned toward the voice and saw that it was Sakura. What was that about? Wow, she really is loud. Anko said. Told you. Naruto said. Kakashi stepped forward and faced Anko. If you're done, Anko, my team and I need to move out. Kakashi said. Oh, before you go, I need to talk to you privately for a second. Anko said and led Kakashi away from his team. Alone, Naruto's two teammates and client looked at him. Who was that, Naruto? Asked Sakura. That's Anko, my Onasan. Naruto answered. That was amazing, kid. I'm sorry that I insulted you earlier. Tazuna apologized. It's okay. I wouldn't be as good as I am if it wasn't because of her. Naruto said. A short while later, the two returned. Naruto couldn't tell because of the mask, but Kakashi looked a little pale. Anko just had a big grin on her face. Well, brat, you take care and do your job well. We'll talk when you get back. Anko said. Okay, Anko Onasan. Naruto said. He and his team left through the gates and into the world. The team was walking for a few hours and could no longer see the gates. They moved in diamond formation. Sasuke was up front, Sakura and Naruto were at the flanks, and Kakashi was taking up the rear. As they walked, Sakura noticed a book in Naruto's hands. She was curious and decided to ask him about it. Hey Naruto, what's that? She asked. It's a geography book that I brought. I figure I should read up on the area that we're going to. Naruto explained. Why would you do that? Sakura asked. So I can be prepared. Anko Onasan taught me to always know where you're going as it can be an advantage to you and your team. It makes the mission that much easier. Naruto answered. Okay. Say, why do you call her your Onasan? I thought that you were an orphan. She said. Thanks for saying that so casually, Sakura. Naruto said with annoyance. Sakura realized what she said and wanted to apologize for it. Naruto cut her off before she could do so. She's one of the few that gave a damn about me. She taught me how to be a shinobi and treated me with respect. She's like a sister to me. That was an unusual person to choose, Naruto, Kakashi said. Well, no one else made any type of move except the few I respect. Besides, she's not unusual. She's batshit crazy is what she is. Naruto explained. Back in Konoha, Anko stabbed the stand at the dango shop with a kunai. As people backed away from her, she could help but feel like killing something small. Sakura turned her attention to Tazuna after her questions were answered and asked about his home. As they continued to talk and walk, a puddle was in the middle of the road. Kakashi saw it and ignored it. They walked past it and continued on. That's when two men appeared out of the puddle. Naruto's danger sense kicked in and a kunai appeared in his hand. He spun to see his sensei wrapped in a shuriken chain, which was held by two men. They pulled the chain and the genin watched as Kakashi was torn in pieces. The two then made their move toward the team. Sasuke was the first to move, throwing a shuriken and pinning the chain to a tree. He threw a kunai to make the chain stick. Naruto made his move and appeared in front of one of the two attackers. He used his kunai, slashing at the left ninja's legs. He cried out as he dropped to the ground after his legs gave out on him from the wounds. Sasuke appeared and kicked the other guy who was cried out at seeing his partner hit the ground. He disengaged himself from the chain and moved to take out Naruto. Naruto met the charge and slipped another kunai out. That's when the man's momentum was stopped by a clothesline from Kakashi. He let out a gasp before going limp in the crook of his arm. He looked at the other man and saw that he was still alive. He looked at Naruto who was putting his weapons away. That was kind of vicious, Naruto, Kakashi said. What are you talking about? I only took his legs out from under him. He won't die from those cuts. He'll just be in a lot of pain, Naruto said. How are you still alive, sensei? We watched you get killed, Sakura exclaimed. Naruto pointed to the pieces of wood that lay on the ground. The Kawarimi no Jutsu. Body replacement technique, Sakura said with confusion. Naruto ignored her and checked the headband of the two shinobi. These guys are Kiri shinobi. I didn't know Kiri operated out here. I thought they were still in the grips of a civil war, Naruto said. They are, and these two are no longer Kiri shinobi. They must be Nukenin, missing Nin, Kakashi said. Why would Kiri Nukenin what with us? Asked Sasuke. That's a good question. Perhaps you can tell us, Tazuna, Kakashi said. Everyone turned to the old man who suddenly looked very nervous. Chapter 10. Team Kakashi sat in a rowboat on their way to Nami no Kuni, Land of Waves. After tying up the Oni Kimdai demon brothers, Kakashi demanded that Tazuna told them what was going on. Tazuna relented and told them about Gaten. Gaten held Nami on Kuni in an iron grip with tyranny and violence. He told them about how he had cornered the shipping rights to the village. He would choke the business along the wharf and the prices were tripled for what they usually were. Anyone who spoke out against him was killed. Tazuna said that if his bridge connected with the mainland, then it would put a dent in Gaten's hold over the country. Kakashi understood Tazuna's plight, but he knew that this mission was no longer a C-rank mission. Because of the involvement of shinobi, the mission had a good chance of being an A-rank mission. He left the decision up to his students, hoping that they would select to turn back. He should have known better as Naruto and Sasuke wanted to continue. Sakura just agreed with Sasuke. Outvoted, he continued on with Tazuna to Nami no Kuni. The boat landed on the shore and the team was once walking toward their destination. They were walking for about 30 minutes when Naruto suddenly stopped. He looked toward the trees and narrowed his eyes. He slipped a kunai out and stared at the trees. His training with Anko had made him a bit paranoid at times. Anko believed in the art of the ambush and would constantly attack from out of nowhere. Because of that, Naruto developed his sense of awareness and danger. Right now, it was going haywire. Someone was ghosting them. Naruto, what are you standing there for? Exclaimed Sakura. Naruto ignored her and kept on looking into the forest. Sakura walked up to him and slapped him upside the head. Naruto turned and glared at Sakura who glared right back. What the hell was that for? Naruto growled. You're holding us up. Come on, we have to get Tazuna home, Sakura said and walked away. Naruto took one last glance into the forest before following Sakura. He caught with her and tripped her up, making her stumble. Sakura glared at the blonde who just smirked at her. When they were gone, two figures jumped out of the forest and onto the path they were on. Well, that kid nearly caught us, said the shorter of the two. The guy wore a mask like the Anbu. He wore a moss green, striped turtleneck sweater and a split skirt in matching color that reached down to their knees. On the outside of that, they wore a green-blue short kimono with white edges and around their waist a green-brown obi in the same fabric as the sweater with a fringe trail. They also wore light brown platoon sandals with straps in the same color as the kimono and nail polish on his fingernails and toenails in matching blue-green color. His long hair was gathered in a white bun holder tied with a green blue, while 2 locks of their hair fell loose framing their face, bound with metal hair cuffs at the ends. "Yes, he's either a senor or he is very well in tune with his surrounds," said the taller man. He was wearing bandages like a mask over the bottom half of his face. He was shirtless, with his chest only covered by a belt to which was attached to a huge blade, wearing baggy pants with a striped pattern typical of Kurigakure and mimetic wrist warmers, extending up to his elbows, with matching leg warmers. His hinata was worn sideways on his head. "Perhaps we should call off the ambush you have planned," the shorter one said. "It won't matter if he sees us coming. He's just a genin by the looks of it. The one that I'm worried about is the sensei. Who would have thought that the famed Sharingan no Kakashi of the Sharingan, would be the genin in charge? You will keep an eye on the battle and let me know of any weaknesses," he ordered. "Understood, Zabuza-sama," the young teen said. The two vanished back into the forest. Naruto was still on edge and kept his senses sharp just in case. He didn't know who was ghosting them, but whoever they were keeping their distance. He could still feel them, though not as much as before. He stayed close to Tazuna and readied himself for anything. Kakashi saw this and readied himself as well. Sasuke ignored Naruto's caution as did Sakura. They just thought he was being paranoid and stupid. Suddenly, Naruto's kunai was in his hand and flying. It hit something with a thunk, letting him know that his kunai hit a tree. He pulled out 2 more kunai and took a defensive stance by Tazuna. Kakashi followed him and pulled out a kunai of his own. "What is it, Naruto?" Kakashi asked. "We're being watched. Someone has been ghosting us since we landed. I can feel them all around us," Naruto said seriously. What are you talking about? There's no one out there. Stop trying to act cool," Sakura said. "Shut your mouth and keep quiet," Naruto hissed. "This is not the damn time to act like an ignorant, spoiled child. I know the feeling of dread when I feel it and it is intensified now. Whoever is out here is incredibly strong." Naruto's serious words snapped Sasuke into battle mood. Sakura followed soon after and looked around the forest. That's when they heard chuckling. "Well now, unlike your 2 teammates, you're taking this very seriously. I thought that Konoha's methods were very soft when it came to training their genin," the voice said. They all searched the area as the voice sounded like it came from everywhere. Naruto looked around and wondered where the attack was coming from. That's when he heard the sound of something flying through the air. "Get down," Kakashi shouted. Naruto pulled Tazuna to the ground and covered him as a large projectile flew past them. Naruto looked up to see a large sword embedded into a tree. Seconds later, a ninja appeared on the handle. He looked down at the team. Kakashi stepped forward and faced this new threat. "Lamachi Zabuza, the Kurigakure no Kijin. Demon of the Mist," Kakashi said. "And I know of you, Hada Kakashi. Or do you prefer Sharingan no Kakashi?" Zabuza asked. "Whatever suits you, Zabuza," Kakashi said. He spared his team a glance. "Protect Tazuna. This fight is way beyond you. Use the Manji no Jin, Manji formation, and do not interfere." The team nodded and protected Tazuna. Kakashi raised his hinata to reveal the Sharingan. This made Zabuza smile. "Well, I should feel honored that you would reveal the Sharingan so early," Zabuza said. This surprised Sakura and Sasuke mostly. "How does he have the Sharingan?" Sasuke asked with shock. "Is that really a question you should be asking? Just focus on the task at hand," Naruto said and watched Zabuza for any movement. "I like him. I would say he is a product of you, but seeing that your other 2 genin aren't like him, he has been taught by another. Either way, I will spare you and your students if you just hand me the old man," Zabuza said. "Sorry to say that I will not be able to agree to your request. We are tasked with his protection and that's what we are going to do," Kakashi said. "Very well then." Zabuza disappeared with his blade. He appeared on the surface of the water and did a seal. Kurigakure no Jutsu. Hiding in the mist technique, a dense mist appeared and surrounded the area. Kakashi narrowed his eyes at the mist. "So, this is the specialty of Zabuza. He is the master of the Sorento Kuringu, silent killing, method. He can move silently around the mist and strike from anywhere. I have to be alert as he will come for me first," Kakashi thought. He released his chakra to disperse some of the mist. He noticed that Sasuke was not holding up well due to Zabuza's taunts and the killing intent. He looked at the boy with an eye smile. "Don't worry, Sasuke, I won't allow my team to die." "Bold words, Kakashi, considering that it's already over," Zabuza said. He appeared right in the middle of the group, his sword ready to cleave everyone in half. Naruto reacted by kicking both of his teammates away. He pushed Tazuna to the ground and used his back as a surface, lashing out with a kick to Zabuza's ribs. Zabuza saw a glint of light and backed away a short step. He watched a hidden blade pass by him and swung his blade in a downward arc. Naruto used his momentum to move himself and Tazuna out of the way from the deadly strike. Kakashi appeared quickly and stabbed Zabuza in the gut. This happened in a matter of seconds. Naruto looked at the two and noticed that water was leaking instead of blood. He yelled out to Kakashi, but it was too late as Zabuza appeared behind him. Zabuza's Mizubunshin, water clone, dissolved and Zabuza cut Kakashi in two. Zabuza smirked, but it soon fell when Kakashi dissolved into water as well. Zabuza was so stunned by the fact Kakashi copied his technique in the mist. Kakashi appeared behind him and held a kunai to his neck. He told him that the fight was over, but Zabuza had other plans. It was Kakashi's turn to be surprised when Zabuza dissolved into water as well. He then ducks when he heard Zabuza's huge blade in the air. Zabuza used the handle of his sword to give him leverage as he kicked Kakashi clear across the area. Kakashi landed in the water and went under. Kakashi was surprised by the power of the kick but had to get to the surface quickly before Zabuza killed his students. He broke the water's surface and searched for Zabuza. He suddenly felt that the water got heavy. He attempted to get out of the water, but Zabuza appeared above him. That was a huge mistake, Kakashi. Surum no jutsu. Water prison technique, Zabuza called out. Kakashi cursed as he was captured. On the land, the team watched as Zabuza held Kakashi hostage. Naruto sucked his teeth and readied himself for a fight. He summoned some clones which caught everyone's attention. You two stay with Sakura and protect Tazuna. Team, you're with me. Naruto spoke. What are you thinking? We have to get Tazuna out of here. Sakura exclaimed. That isn't an option here. Zabuza has Kakashi right where he wants him. If we run, he'll just kill him and chase us down within moments. Our best bet is to free Kakashi. Naruto said. Now, listen, Naruto, Sakura said. No, you listen. I've had it up to here with your whining. You're a damn kunoichi, so start to act like one. Protect the client with my clones and stay out of our way. Naruto roared. Naruto then faced Sasuke. Are you ready, because I have a plan to get Kakashi out of the mess he got himself in. You actually got a plan? Sasuke mocked. Naruto ignored him and threw something at him. Just be prepared to throw that when you got a clear shot at the original. Naruto said. He and his clones looked forward to see that Zabuza had created a clone to face them. That son of a bitch is mocking us. He thinks that his Mizubunshin will be enough to deal with us. Well, I'll show him. Naruto and his clones charged at the approaching clone. The clone waited for him and his clones to reach him. He was impressed with movement and the speed at which he came at him with. He readied himself as two copies of Naruto appeared. One was behind the other in an attempt to hide an attack. One launched himself in the air while the other charged at him. The Mizubunshin cut him down immediately and raised his sword to protect himself from the barrage of shuriken. He kicked away a clone that attempted to flank him and kicked the airborne Naruto out of the air. Both were dispelled by the attacks. The last three attempted to bull rush him, but Mizubunshin cut them down with no difficulty. The clone faced the two remaining clone who stood with the girl and boy. He smirked at them and made his way over to them. That's when Sasuke tried his luck against Zabuza, despite Naruto's clone protest. Zabuza easily catches the boy with one arm and slammed him down to the ground hard. You wanted shinobi make me sick. Do you think that you could take me? You're not even fit to lick my feet. The clone mocked. Suddenly, the clone felt something stab him in the neck. It gurgled before dissolving into water and right on Sasuke. He got the water out of his face and turned to see Naruto. He looked to see that the two clones were still there and was wondering where he came from. Naruto ignored him and grabbed the weapon he gave Sasuke earlier. He threw it at him with a glare. Next time, stick to the damn plan. I'm going to give you another shot, so you better follow through with it. Naruto said with a hard tone. He stepped forward, did a familiar seal. Page Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto called out. The field was littered with clones, all ready for a fight. Chapter 11. Zabuza looked at the clones in front of him with some surprise. It wasn't every day that you witnessed a genin make so many Kage Bunshin, shadow clones, and not be winded. The way how the genin treated the situation was also something that surprised him. He didn't know who trained this boy, but he was not thinking like a genin. He created two Mizubunshin, water clones, to deal with the clones. He watched as they attacked his Mizubunshin and was impressed with the kid. That's when he witnessed the black-haired boy unfold whatever the blonde gave him. It turned out to be an Fukma Shuriken, Wind Demon Shuriken. The boy jumped into the air and launched a projectile. He watched as it avoided his two Mizubunshin and came right at him. It was an interesting ploy, but it would do nothing against him. Zabuza easily caught the Fukma Shuriken when he noticed another Fukma Shuriken. So, that was their plan, hiding another shuriken within the shadow of the first one. The Kage Shuriken no Jutsu, Shadow Shuriken technique, a very good technique. However, Zabuza then jumped over the second Fukma Shuriken as it passed by him. A shuriken will not touch me. He shouted. How about a kunai? Zabuza turned to see the Fma shuriken transform into that blonde. He threw a kunai and was on target with Zabuza's head. Zabuza cursed as he was forced to release the prison in order to avoid the kunai. He managed to avoid it and the kunai nicked him on the cheek. That's when he noticed a tag on the end of it. There was an explosion that consumed Zabuza. Naruto hit the water and sunk for a bit before swimming to the surface. He broke the surface only to see a very pissed off Zabuza, his blade raised. "You're dead, kid," Zabuza exclaimed. Lucky for him, Kakashi saved him with the Fma shuriken. Naruto dove under the water and swam back to the shore. He reached just in time as Kakashi launched another massive Suiton, water release, jutsu. He ignored it and focused on the remaining Mizubunshin. He threw 2 kunai. One was off its mark. The clone batted one away, while the other exploded in the clone's face, dispelling it. Naruto shook off the excess water, while Kakashi was about to finish the real Zabuza off. That was until someone interfered. Naruto sat on a stump near Tezuna's home. He had just finished securing the area with traps, just in case someone came for the bridge builder. Sakura called him a little paranoid because she believed that Gaten's main attacker was dead. Naruto was not so sure about that. The end of that battle kept running through his mind. The person who killed Zabuza couldn't be much older than him. He did it without a hint of hesitation. What made Naruto curious was the Hunter Nin's next action, which was when he took the body away from the area. There was something that nagged Naruto about that. He sighed and tried to relax. Maybe Sakura is right about me being paranoid, Naruto thought. Hey Naruto. Naruto turned to the sound of Sakura's voice. Kakashi-sensei is up and he wants to see us. Fine, I'm coming, Naruto said. He made his way back to the house and continued on upstairs. He entered the room to see his teammates, his sensei and Tezuna. He sat in the corner and looked at Kakashi. Glad you can join us, Naruto. I must thank you for your help in getting me free from Zabuza's prison, Kakashi said. No problem, I'll just put that on your tab, Naruto said. Kakashi sighed and looked at his students. I have some bad news for you guys. We might be fighting Zabuza again, Kakashi said, shocking everyone. What are you talking about, sensei? I thought you said that Zabuza was dead. You checked his pulse and everything, Sakura exclaimed. I know, but that Hunter Nin didn't act like a Hunter Nin is supposed to do. It shouldn't have mattered if we were there or not, he should have taken Zabuza's sword as a confirmation while destroying the body. Then there was the weapon they used. Senbon are not the normal killing tool. They are too thin and there are only a few spots on the body that a Senbon can kill, Kakashi explained. That makes sense. Anko Onisan use Senbon, but she coats them with various types of poisons, some that kill, some that paralyze. It could be that this guy coated his Senbon with something that made us think that he's dead, Naruto added. Or he hit a certain point on his body that gives the illusion of death. All Hunter Nin are skilled with the human body. Either way, I assume that Zabuza will be out for a while, unless this Hunter Nin is skilled with medicine. If it's the latter, we have about a week, Kakashi said. Aren't you guys overthinking this? Asked a worried Tezuna. In the shinobi world, we have to deal with the unexpected, Naruto said. Well said, that is why you guys will be ready for the next fight. It's time to train and prepare you for Zabuza's return, Kakashi stated. What can we do in a week? Sakura asked worried. Don't sell yourselves short. You guys acted very well in your first life and death battle. I have confidence that you'll do well, Kakashi said with an eye smile. Naruto sighed and shook his head. If Kakashi had such confidence, he should have been training them since they were a team. The next day, Kakashi, who was using crutches, stood in a forest with his team. They all faced him and waited for the training to begin. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is get better control of your chakra, Kakashi said. What do you mean, sensei? Sakura asked. Chakra is the energy we use to cast our jutsu. It is a mixture of physical and spiritual energies. What you have to understand is that this energy must be mastered and controlled if you want to better use your chakra in using jutsu. To do so, I'm going to show you the first of few chakra exercises. We call this the Kainabori no Shujin, tree climbing practice, Kakashi said. Naruto just smirked and prepared himself. Sasuke and Sakura were confused by what Kakashi said. But we already know how to climb trees, Sakura said. Do you know how to climb without your hands? Kakashi asked. He then demonstrated the Kainabori no Shujin and shocked 2 of his students. You must focus a fixed amount of your chakra to the bottom of your feet and using that to climb the tree. Kakashi threw 3 kunai at each of their feet. Use this to mark your progress. I suggest running first. Each genin grabbed a kunai and sprinted toward a tree. Sasuke ran up his tree before losing his hold on his chakra and breaking the bark. He marked his point before flipping down and landing on his feet. He looked at the mark with analyzing eyes. So, too much chakra and you get pushed off. That must mean that too little chakra and you fall right off, Sasuke thought. Hey, this is pretty easy. Sakura said. Kakashi and Sasuke looked to see Sakura sitting on a branch. She was all smiles. Kakashi looked at her. That isn't surprising. She has the smallest reserves among her teammates. That's when he realized that Naruto was nowhere to be seen. Wait a minute, where's Naruto? He thought. You should see this view, guys. Naruto shouted. They looked up, but they couldn't see Naruto. That would mean that Naruto was on the top of the tree. Said blonde was taking in the beauty of the forest. He was very happy that he got up the tree so fast. That meant that his speed and chakra control was getting better. This was an exercise that Anko convinced him to do every day, even after he mastered the exercise. She explained to him that his chakra was massive, bigger than ever the Sandames. She also encouraged him to challenge himself with this exercise. Either way, this technique was a breeze for him. He decided to go down just to see everyone's surprised faces. He raced down the tree and came to a stop at the bottom. He walked the last 3 steps off the tree and gave everyone a smirk. He saw that they were surprised and he revealed in their surprise. All 3 had different thoughts about Naruto's success. Wow, he made it higher than me. I thought he had a lot chakra because he could use the Kage Bunshin and not suffer from chakra exhaustion. Wouldn't that make his control bad? Maybe, he's much stronger than we believe. Sakura thought as she looked at the blonde. What the hell is going on? How is the dope loser so much better than me at this? He's been doing much better than me at everything, even against Zabuza. Is it because of that woman he calls his Onasan? Sasuke thought viciously. So she showed him this too? I'm not complaining, but he's ahead of his teammates. I want them to be at the same level for now. If this continues, I can see some friction between him and Sasuke. Kakashi thought. Well, this was much unexpected. Let's see if you can keep it up, Naruto. Continue with the exercise. Naruto snorted at him but did not disobey or challenge Kakashi this time. He ran up the tree and ran all the way to the top. Sasuke growled and continued his exercise, not wanted to fall behind him. Sakura followed his lead and tried to get a little higher. In a hideout in the trees, Zabuza laid in rest. His ally watched over him as he healed from his run-in with Hada Kakashi. He had done the best he could, but he would need to go back outside to get more herbs to speed up the healing. As they spoke, 3 people entered the room. It was a short man in a business suit who was flanked by 2 would-be swordsmen. The short man looked at the 2 with a mocking smirk. So the fearful Kurigakure no Kijin, demon of the mist, comes back a failure. Perhaps your reputation is exaggerated. Gat mocked. Zabuza said nothing and ignored the man. He sneered and walked up to the bed. Hey Zabuza, I'm talking to you. He reached out to poke him when he was held by a strong grip. Gat turned to the teenager who had him in a vice grip. You will not touch Zabuza-sama with your filthy hands. The boy warned. Arg, my wrist, Gat groaned. His 2 bodyguards reached for their swords but were suddenly facing their weapons as Zabuza's partner had them at their necks. So fast. They both thought. You don't want to mess with me. I'm in a very bad mood. He growled. Haku, that's enough. Zabuza ordered. Haku calmed down and reappeared at his master. Gat growled at the boy but made no moves to do anything. Just get the job done, Zabuza. He shouted before leaving to get his hand fixed. His guards followed him after getting their weapons. Alone, Zabuza turned toward Haku. You didn't need to do that, Haku. Zabuza said as he motioned to the kunai he held under the covers. I know, but he is scum. I do not think we can trust him. Haku said. Right now, we don't have a choice. We will cross that bridge when we reach it. Now, continue telling me about what you learned about Kakashi and his brats. Zabuza ordered. Yes, Zabuza-sama. Haku said and continued his report. Sakura sat down at the bottom of her tree, tired from all the work she had been doing. She didn't have the stamina that Sasuke or Naruto had. She looked to see that Sasuke had gotten a little higher than before and he was increasing his height with every go. Naruto was doing something much different than what they were doing. He was doing pull-ups with just his fingertips. He also had a pretty big boulder attached to his feet. He was doing this with his chakra and he didn't look all that winded. It was at this point that Sakura came to a realization. She realized how strong Naruto really was. She still thought that he was rude, crass and idiotic, but if it wasn't of him, they wouldn't have done nearly as well as they did against Zabuza. Sure, she didn't do anything but guard Tazuna, but he thought of the plan that saved Kakashi and he took out that remaining clone that Zabuza created. Maybe, he wasn't the idiot that she thought that he was and maybe, he could help her get stronger. They didn't really get along, but that didn't mean that Naruto wouldn't help her if she asked. Gathering her courage and swallowing her pride, she made her way over to Naruto. Hey Naruto, Sakura called out. Naruto stopped his exercise and looked down at Sakura. She took a deep breath and faced him. I was wondering if you can help me increase my chakra pool. The request shocked Naruto that he lost his control of the boulder and his grip. He fell to the ground in a heap and grunted as he hit the ground. Kakashi, who was watching the whole exchange, couldn't help but smile at his team. He could see that Sakura was taking the first step in becoming a true kunoichi. It must have been hard for her when she asked Naruto of all people to help her. Maybe they would become a perfect team after all. What the hell? I ask you for help and you think that I'm on some type of medication. Sakura roared. I'm just saying that because you never really were interested in becoming strong. To tell you the truth, I thought that you were taking something as you really weren't that strong to beginning with. Naruto answered honestly. Narm. Sakura exclaimed and bashed Naruto in the head. Then again, they could use a little bit more work. Chapter 12. Naruto was grumbling as he watched over the bridge from a high position. He was regulated to guard duty on Kakashi's orders. He would switch out with Sakura after lunch, but that wasn't what he was so irritated about. He couldn't stand how lazy Kakashi was. After showing his skill with the chakra exercise and even helping Sakura become a better ninja, the guy didn't even give him some other type of training. He had asked for a technique or a new exercise, but he would just wave him off and tell him that he was good right where he was. What kind of answer was that? It did not improve his impression of the Chunin and made him even more disrespectful toward him. Naruto sighed and decided not to think about so much. He already had some techniques that he learned from Anko. He wished that she would teach him the Senijutsu, hidden shadow snake hands, but she was very adamant about him not learning it. She did teach him that Jinjutsu that charms snakes, which was pretty cool. She did teach him a Kaiten, fire release technique, and he learned a Doten, earth release, from a scroll that she gave him. He also learned a technique from Iruka which could be useful. He had some stuff that he could work on, so he wasn't feeling too mad anymore. Hey kid, I'm breaking for lunch. Tazuna called out to him. Alright, I'm on my way down. Naruto said and jumped off his perch. He landed next to the guy and the two left the bridge with others who were also breaking for lunch. Each of them had a clone follow them to protect and observe. After Sakura came to relieve him, Naruto decided to head into the village just to see how things were. He used a henge transformation to move as one of the villagers. What he saw tugged at his heart. He knew that things were bad, but he wasn't prepared to see how badly. He saw that the stories barely had food in them, children were living in the streets, and people's will had been broken. He had stopped a man from stealing, but stopped his justice when the man was in tears. He must have no choice in doing what he did because of what Gatm had done. The more he witnessed, the angrier he got. It took all his willpower not to find Gatm and beat his ass. He couldn't stand it and wanted to do something about. It was then he swore that he would help Tazuna complete his bridge so that it would break the hold that tyrant held on the people of Nami no Kuni, land of waves. He left and headed back to Tazuna's house to get some training done. The next day found Sakura in a lot of pain. She was on the ground and groaning in pain. She looked up at Naruto's clone and glared at him. The clone would just grin at her, which pissed her off more. After getting the exercise down and increasing her stamina a bit, Naruto began sparring with her. He said it was so that she could get used to the kind of Ori no Shujin, tree climbing practice, without thinking about it, but she felt that this was just a way to torture her for all the things that happened back at the academy. She got up and glared at her sparring partner. He just grinned at her. You managed to stay on the tree's surface for 45 minutes. That's quite an improvement, but unless you can spar with me for an hour, you're not quite ready yet. The clone said. I am going to wipe that stupid smirk off your face. Sakura growled. That's the spirit, Pinky. Let's see what you got. Naruto said. Sakura prepared to run up to get him. Sakura, a voice stopped her. It belonged to Sasuke. He looked at her for a while, and Sakura blushed under the gaze. Can you help me with this exercise? He asked. The clone and Sakura looked at him in surprise. Holy crap, did I just hear that? Did the great Sasuke ask for help? Is it the end of the world? I've got to let Kakashi know the demons are about to enter our dimension. The clone exclaimed frantically. Sasuke glared at Naruto with evil intentions. Shut up, clone. Sakura shouted. She turned back to Sasuke. Of course I'll help you, Sasuke-kun. Let me show you how it's done. She walked with him toward his tree and began tell him what he need to do. The clone just gagged and decided to practice his taijutsu. 3 days would pass during the mission. Kakashi was getting stronger and he would be ready for Zabuza when the week would be up. Naruto was also getting stronger with his training as he had helped a woman out earlier in the day. She decided to give him a manual and a scroll. The manual was a basics in Kenjutsu, sealing technique, and the scroll was a technique called Daibakufu no Jutsu, Great Waterfall Technique. This excited Naruto as he would get to add something to his arsenal. Sasuke had finally made it up to the top of his tree and had demanded that Naruto spar with him. Naruto would have agreed if he didn't have guard duty in the morning. Sakura was also getting stronger and was so close in defeating Naruto's clone. Everything was going great for Team Kakashi. As they talked and had dinner with Tazuna's family, Inari decided that enough was enough. He slammed his hands on the table and glared at the first person he saw. That person was Naruto. "Look at you, laughing and grinning like an idiot. How can you be so stupid? Why are you still here anyway? You're just wasting your time. No one can defeat Gaten," Inari shouted. "What the hell are you going on about? Is this about your dad, Kaiza?" Naruto asked. 2 days ago, Inari had left the table when Tazuna mentioned Kaiza. He then explained that Kaiza was the village hero. He was a fearless man who believed in the right thing. When Gaten came into town, he was one of few that stood up to him. He was overwhelmed by Gaten and was made an example of to the village when they executed him. The scene had destroyed Inari's belief in heroes. "Man, all you've done is whine and bitch about how we're going to die. I'm glad that I'm nothing like you. What do you know? You're nothing but a fool. You don't know anything about pain and suffering." Inari spat loudly. That would be the wrong thing to say to Naruto. Inari found himself slammed against a wall and looking at the coldest blue eyes. When Sakura was going to stop Naruto, she was stopped by one of his kunai, which landed dangerously close to her leg. Naruto glared at the boy with absolute loathing. "You're nothing but a coward. You speak of pain and suffering, but you have a mother and a grandfather who love you. There are many within the village who have less than you, and here you are, crying like you've lost more. You haven't lost jack. What's even worse is that you spit on your grandfather's bravery and on your father's grave. He fought so that you would not have to live like you're living now. Yeah, he died, but he died for your sake. It's the same as you grandfather, but here you are whining and crying. Grow the hell up." Naruto roared. "Naruto, that's enough. Release Inari. That's an order," Kakashi said. Naruto sucked his teeth and released Inari. Inari sank to the ground under the gaze of Naruto. The blonde stomped out of the house, slamming the door behind him. Everyone was silent and the tension in the room was thick. Sakura was the first to break that silence. "I don't think that I've ever seen Naruto so angry. What do you think set him off?" Sakura asked no one in particular. "Naruto's has endured more pain and suffering that you can't even imagine," Kakashi said. Inari wiped his eyes and made his way out of the house. Tsunami made a move to go talk with him, but Kakashi held up his hand. He stood and made his way to speak with Inari. Naruto was breathing hard and glared at the forest that was in front of him. There was some destruction from the jutsu that Naruto had been launching into the forest. He was so damn angry at Inari right now. He could believe that he had the nerve to say that he didn't know about pain and suffering. He suffered since the day he could talk. No one wanted him, no one liked him and no one cared for him. He was alone for most of his life, all because some people couldn't tell the difference between him and the Kikbi. Yeah, he cried about it, but he moved forward and worked to get people to acknowledge him. He didn't wallow in despair and spout nonsense. He clapped his hands hard and began running through those hand seals again. Tora, tiger, ushi, ox, seru, monkey, yu, rabbit, hitsuji, ram, I, boar, ushi, yuma, horse, seru, Tora, inu, dog, Tora, me, snake, Tora, ushi, seru, yu, tori, bird, sutan. Daibakufu no jutsu. Naruto roared. The water swirled in front of him and shot forward into the forest. The force of the water tore up the ground and ripped off some branches. When the technique died down there was some more damage. Naruto was still pretty angry, so he summoned some clones and had a free-for-all. Kakashi sat next to Inari and waited for the boy to talk. Inari didn't say anything and would sometimes rub where he was grabbed. "Does it hurt?" Kakashi asked. "A little," Inari answered. "Sorry about Naruto, he tends to wear his feelings on his sleeves. He's had a hard life since he was born," Kakashi said. "What do you mean?" Inari asked. Naruto was the only child born on a tragic day in Konoha. Because of this, he was ignored and bullied by many of the villagers. He was like you in a way, as he would cry and wonder why life was so unfair. Kakashi answered. "He doesn't act like it," Inari said. "I guess he got tired of crying. He decided to try and make everyone take notice of him. As he got older, he got a few people to notice him and he was happy. He wants you to see that you do have people who notice you and want you to be happy," Kakashi said with an eye smile. Inari looked at him and then at the moon. He just sat in silence with Kakashi keeping him company. The next morning, the household was awake and waiting for breakfast. Everyone was seated at the table with the exception of Naruto. Sakura was a little worried but also pissed at him. "I can't believe that idiot stayed out all night. I'm going to find him and give him a piece of my mind," Sakura stated. "I'll go and find him. Knowing the idiot, he probably wore himself out training," Sasuke said. He stood and made his way out of the house. Naruto snored loudly as he lay out on the ground. His little battle royal was intense and he barely got out of it. He blamed Anko as his clones had a sadistic attitude. After winning, he dragged himself to a tree and laid down on it. He had a little bit of chakra and was really tired. He was only going to rest for a few minutes but ended up sleeping for the night. As he snored, he suddenly awake and had a kunai in his hand. He grabbed someone and slammed them down to the ground. His kunai touched the neck of someone. Naruto was ready to spill some blood when he saw who he had pinned. Naruto was quickly off the person and back leaning against a tree. The person in question sat up and had a blush on her face. Naruto had a blush as well and was now kneeling and bowing at the person, muttering apologies from grabbing her chest. The girl in question was finally able to calm him down so that she could talk. "Please, calm down. I'm not angry at you. It was my fault seeing that I attempted to wake you up. By your skills, you are a shinobi and I should have known better. I accept your apology," she said. "Thank you. It's not really my fault because of the tendencies of my Onasan. She usually ambushes me constantly. I'm Naruto Uzumaki." Naruto greeted. "Nice to meet you Naruto, my name is Haku." Chapter 13. After get everything out of the way, Naruto asked if he could help Haku with what she was doing. She thanked him for the help and the two began to pick herbs. While they did, Haku recognized the little destruction that was created. She looked at Naruto and wondered if this was because of him. "Was all that you doing Naruto?" Haku asked. "Yeah, I was letting out some steam and I was working on this new jutsu," Naruto answered. "Wow, that must have been a strong technique," Haku said. "Yeah, it's pretty strong. I would explain it, but it would just bore you," Naruto said. "Probably, I wanted to be a shinobi at one time, but I don't really like to kill. I'm too soft to be a shinobi," Haku said. Naruto nodded and the two fell into some light conversation. Haku realized that the boy was not just blurting things out like she hoped. He was definitely more skilled as Abusa thought. After a while, they had finished picking the herbs and Haku was getting ready to leave. She was walking anyway until she stopped and faced Naruto. "May I ask you a question Naruto?" Haku asked. "Sure," Naruto said. "Do you have anyone precious close to you?" Haku asked. "Say what?" Naruto asked. "I believe that a person becomes truly strong when they have something or someone precious to protect. I think that it gives us great strength when something or someone we love very much is threatened. Do you have someone that like?" Haku asked. Naruto was surprised by the question and thought hard about it. He did have people like that. He thought of Anko, Iruka, Konohamaru, the old man Hokage and Hinata. Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura weren't really in his mind yet, but he would protect them as he would the others. He smiled as he faced Haku. "Yeah, I do have people like that and I would protect them with my life," Naruto said. "Then I believe that you will truly become strong," Haku said with a smile. She began to walk away again before stopping again. "By the way, I think we need to clear things up. I'm not a girl, I'm actually a boy." With that statement, he walked away. He smirked and could only image the expression on Naruto's face. As he walked he saw one of the other genin. They passed each other without glancing at each other. He continued on his way without pause. Sasuke looked back for a second but didn't think much about it. He then found Naruto. He was confused by the stupid look on his face but annoyed that he was just standing there like an idiot. He made his way to get his moronic teammate. The week was over. Kakashi was back at full strength thanks to the medicine that Tsunami was providing. Sakura was battle ready and could not wait to show her stuff. Sasuke was prepared at well and was excited to fight again. As for Naruto, he was still sleeping soundly. It wasn't a surprise as he was mastering that water jutsu that nearly took out the docks. Sakura looked at the snoring blonde with a sigh. "I can't believe that the idiot overtrained. Still, that was a pretty wicked jutsu he learned," Sakura said. "He shouldn't really be using such a jutsu. It's an A-rank jutsu that he isn't ready for yet," Kakashi said. "I don't know sensei. He looked pretty comfortable with that jutsu. He didn't even look winded after he launched it 3 times," Sakura commented. Sasuke just frowned at that but didn't comment about the jutsu. It did annoy him though that Naruto had such a jutsu in his arsenal. At best, he could only do C-rank jutsu. "Anyway, let's leave him to rest. I'm sure that he'll awake soon and he can watch over the Tsunami and Inari," Kakashi said. The group left with Tazuna to go to the bridge. When they got there, Kakashi was suddenly on edge. There was a thin fog that did not look natural. They moved closer and saw some of Tazuna's men on the ground. Tazuna ran to one of them and asked what was wrong. He whispered a demon before passing out. That's when they were hit by an intense killer intent. "So, you did survive," Kakashi said. "But I did. I noticed that you're missing a brat. You won't be getting so far without him here," Zabuza said. So the mist cleared and showed the team was surrounded by 8 Mizubunshin, water clone. "Your other 2 don't look like they have changed much." The boy is still shaking like a leaf. "I'm shaking with excitement," Sasuke said with a grin. "Sasuke." "Sakura." Kakashi barked. Sasuke moved like a blur and cut down 6 Mizubunshin in an instant. Sakura launched two shuriken with amazing speed and deadly accuracy, destroying the last two. They were nothing but puddles now. Kakashi was proud of Sasuke and a little surprised at Sakura. He would have to thank Naruto if they survived this. He turned his attention back to Zabuza who appeared with his partner. Well, the brat's got some teeth. It looks like that you have a rival in speed, Haku. Zabuza said. That is do, Zabuza-sama. Haku replied. Sasuke stepped forward and glared at the masked teen and looked ready to take him on. Sakura stuck to Tazuna and watched as her sensei and her crush prepared to fight the two Nukenin, missing Nin. Naruto awoke to the sounds of screaming. He was a little groggy but alert. He moved to the window and saw Tsunami was being held by two men dressed as thugs. He saw Inari facing them down and then run at the two who were holding his mother. Naruto quickly moved into action. Just as the two men drew their swords, he grabbed Inari and replaced them with two logs. He then appeared next to Tsunami and put Inari down. The two swordsmen turned to face the three people. I thought that those shinobi would be the bridge. The man with skull cap asked. I guess they left him behind to guard the family. The man with the eye patch and tattoo answered. Naruto glared at the two as he processed what they said. If they were here to kidnap the family, it meant that Zabuza was attacking the bridge right now. He would get to his team later as he had to deal with the problem in front of him. It doesn't matter if they left a ninja here. He's just a kid. He's probably the weakest of the group. The eye patch man said. Naruto faced him and grinned. Like a snake striking at something, Naruto threw a shuriken at him. It was lodged into his sword hand, forcing him to drop his blade. As he cried out in pain, Naruto was on him, slamming his knee into his neck. The man gasped as he dropped to his knees, grabbing the side of his neck. Baraji. His partner roared. He looked at Naruto and brought his blade across quickly. Naruto used the Kawarimi, body replacement, to escape. The man growled, but that soon turned into pain as he was struck by 5 kunai, 2 in the back of his knees, 1 in his shoulder joint, 1 in the elbow and the last one in his kidney. They both were on the ground, gasping and bleeding. They heard the sounds of rushing water and turned to see a torrent of water coming at them. They were both swept up by the water and sent deep within the forest. Naruto looked at the 2 clones that he created to watch the family. They nodded and made their way into the forest. Naruto walked up to the mother and son. He looked at Inari for a while before smiling. Well, maybe you have a pair after all. Naruto said. Naruto put on his clothes and readied himself for battle. His clones returned, letting him know that the 2 were nowhere to be found. Naruto really couldn't concern himself with them as his team needed him at the bridge. Besides, the guy he kneed in the neck and the other he launched his kunai at would need immediate attention so they wouldn't be returning. He secured the house with traps before getting ready to go. He looked at the family and gave them a serious glance. He pulled out a kunai and gave it to Tsunami. I hope that you don't need to use it, but it's just a precaution. I'm heading to the bridge now. Naruto said. As he turned to leave, Inari called out to him. Naruto turned and faced him. I am sorry about what I said. Inari said. Don't sweat it. I'm just glad that you realize that sometimes you got to put your life on the line if you want to survive. You've made your father proud today. Naruto said with a grin. He opened the door and took off to the bridge. He ran at top speed, hoping that everyone was okay. Things couldn't be more wrong at the moment for Team Kakashi. At first it looked like that everything was going their way. Sasuke, with his new control of chakra, was able to match the older boy in terms of speed. Kakashi was doing his best against Zabuza and believed that he would be able to defeat him. Sakura was guarding Tazuna and was confident that she could. That's when everything changed in an instant. Zabuza thickened the mist around him and Kakashi. When this happened, Kakashi could not tell where Zabuza was coming from with his Sharingan. This is why he was stabbed in the hand by Zabuza's kunai. The man smirked as he told Kakashi that he knew the weakness of his Sharingan thanks to his tool, Haku. He explained what Haku explained to him and Kakashi was worried. Sensing his worry, he told him that the brat who was fighting Haku would soon be in the same situation as he was because of Haku's ability. That ability of Haku was a Kekkei Genkai, which allowed the teen to create ice out of thin air. Sasuke was now on the defensive as he was nearly skewered by needles of ice. What really worried the young Uchiha was that he did that with just one hand, creating one-handed seals. He then did another seal, and Sasuke was suddenly concealed in a dome of mirrors made of ice. Haku called this jutsu Makam Haimshim, demonic mirroring ice crystals. Sasuke watched as Haku merged with the mirrors and appeared all around him. That's when Sasuke was bombarded with senbon at an incredible speed. He screamed out as he was attacked from all directions. Kakashi and Sakura were helpless as they couldn't move to help him. That's when everything got chaotic as multiple explosions rocked the bridge. The explosion dispelled some of the mist. Within the smoke, Zabuza heard the sounds of metal flying at him and blocked it with his sword. He then swung his blade and sliced the airborne Naruto in two. He continued his swing and brought it down on another Naruto who was coming at him for the smoke, splitting him in two. He let out a vicious back fist and caught another Naruto that nearly stabbed him. All three dispelled into smoke, signaling that they were clones. Haku was looking for an attacker when two kunai whizzed into the dome next to Sasuke. It exploded, consuming Sasuke and the Dun in a dark smoke. Haku was surprised that someone would just kill their own comrade in cold blood. When the smoke cleared, he was surprised to see that Sasuke was gone and not a trace of blood or body parts. He looked around and saw that Sasuke was fine. He was with his teammates, being looked over by the pink-haired Kunoichi. The blonde had surrounded them with clones with one of them standing in the front. When all the chaos was done, everyone was wondering what was going on. Zabuza was the first to break the silence. "So the Wonder Brat arrives. That was pretty clever of you keeping my attention while you got your teammate," Zabuza commented. "You're just as I thought you were. Sending thugs to get you a bargaining chip is pretty low," Naruto commented. "What the hell are you talking about?" Zabuza asked. "Don't play dumb. You sent two swordsmen to capture Tezuna's daughter and son. Well, it didn't work and they are either probably dead or dying," Naruto answered. Zabuza looked concerned about what he just said. What was Gaten thinking about sending thugs after the old man's family? "Zabuza-sama, we should stick to the plan. I will handle the genin," Haku said. "Very well, I leave them to you," Zabuza said before doing a signal seal. Everyone watched as the mist rolled in again. Haku and Naruto faced off against each other, both ready to fight. "I commend you on your planning. I will take you seriously for here on end," Haku said. "I'm glad to hear that because if you don't, I'm going to rip you apart," Naruto said. Two prepared to rush each other as the battle of the bridge continued. Chapter 14. Naruto and Haku stared at each other. Naruto flicked out two kunai and held them in a reverse grip. He got into a stance and prepared to charge. "Sakura, I need to help the team. I'm going to need his help soon. I should be able to hold him off until then. My clones with cover you alright?" Naruto said. "Yeah, I get it. Kick his ass Naruto," Sakura said. "That's my plan," Naruto shouted and charged at Haku. Haku slipped out some senbon and engaged Naruto. Sakura and Sasuke couldn't really see because of the mist, but they could hear the sounds of metal connecting. Within the mist, Naruto was doing his best to fight Haku. Haku had to admit that he was doing pretty well. Naruto was able to keep from getting hit with his senbon. He didn't know how, but he was able to avoid his attacks and counter with his own. Naruto patted himself on the back for the secret training he did. He trained himself to fight in the mist because it was Zabuza's main strategy. After not getting any help from Kakashi, Naruto found a fogged area and had his clones attack him from within it. He only had a week, but it paid off as he was able to feel the attacks coming. He flicked the kunai and stabbed at Haku. Haku moved, but the sight of the kunai nicked his mask. He tried to hit him in the neck, but Naruto ducked it. His leg snapped forward and caught Haku in the gut. He tried to cut him with the other kunai, but Haku caught his wrist and elbowed him. Naruto twisted with a blow and countered with a kick. Haku blocked it but was pushed back. Back to his feet, he charged again at Haku. They were once again engaged in battle. Sasuke was growling and looking into the mist. He kept fidgeting as he wanted to get back into the fight. "Sakura, hurry up," Sasuke exclaimed. "I'm sorry Sasuke-kun, but I don't know what will happen if I remove this senbon quickly. It might cause some major damage," Sakura explained. "I don't care. Just get these damn needles out of me," Sasuke shouted. "Hey, keep quiet kid. Doesn't that Chunin know how to hear us through the mist? What if he kills us if we're not silent?" Tezuna whispered harshly. Sasuke glared at him but kept quiet after that. He wanted to get back into the fight and show this fake Oinin, Hunter Nin, just who the better opponent was. Kakashi and Zabuza backed away from each other. They got ready for another go when they listened to the sounds coming from the mist. Zabuza, whose eyes were closed, couldn't help but smirk at what he was hearing. Heh, I thought that the Uchiha had grown, but it just goes to show you that he's still a wannabe. Not that other student of yours, he might be a great ninja one day. A shame that his life will end against Haku," Zabuza said. "You underestimate my little genin. If anything, your Haku should be worried about Naruto. He really doesn't know the meaning of the word restraint," Kakashi said. "Is that something that he learned for his real sensei?" Zabuza said with amusement. Kakashi had a small twitch after hearing that. "We'll just have to see how well he does. I know your other genin will not have the same success." Zabuza entered the mist and vanished from view. Kakashi was confused until he realized what he was taking about. Naruto's clones were alert and sensed that someone was coming from behind them. They launched a few shuriken in that direction, alerting the others. They heard nothing but were on edge. "That was a nice guess kid," Zabuza said from behind. Zabuza wiped them out with a swing of his sword. He continued his momentum and was about to bring it down on Tezuna, Sakura and Sasuke. The blade came down and was intercepted by Kakashi. The force behind the blow nearly drove him to a knee, but he was able to stop the blade. Zabuza smirked and quickly pulled the blade toward him. Kakashi winced as the sharp edge cut his forearm. Naruto's remaining clones came and joined his sensei. Zabuza just laughed and melted back into the mist. Sakura was trying to get her breathing under control as that moment scared her. She turned back to Sasuke, who was also very scared. She also noticed that something was up with his eyes. They were red. One eye had one tome in it and the other had two. She was curious as to what it was. "Sasuke-kun, there's something wrong with your eyes," Sakura said. Sasuke looked at her with confusion until he could see how Sakura's chakra was flowing. The only way he could see that was because he had activated his Kekkei Genkai, blood limit. He had finally activated the Sharingan. Smiling to himself, he ripped out the remaining needles and ran into the mist, ignoring Sakura's protest. Naruto and Haku were locked in a stalemate. His kunai were grinding against his senbon. Despite the height advantage, Naruto was holding his ground against Haku. The battle had not gone in either of their favors since beginning. Haku attempted to get Naruto back within the Dome of Mirrors, but he saw right through the ploy and stuck to the outside. Haku changed tactics and entered his mirrors, attacking from within them. Naruto summoned his clones and tried to attack Haku from the outside, but it proved to be worthless. That's when he began to do hand seals and use the Suiton. Daibakufu no Jutsu, water release. Great waterfall technique. The jutsu smashed one of Haku's mirrors, sending him in a whirl spin. He quickly got to the top mirror and survived. He quickly had to block Naruto's attempt to kill him, and now the two were locked in a battle of wills. "You are definitely skilled konoha ninja. I was not expecting that," Haku said. "If you think that was amazing, then you're going to love what I have in store for you next," Naruto said with an anko-like grin. That's when the two suddenly had to move as a fireball landed where they were. As he was jumping away, Naruto was struck by several senbon and hit the ground with a thud. He looked up to see that Haku was back in his remaining mirrors. He rolled out of the way as several more senbon attempted to get him. As he rolled, he watched as Sasuke entered the Dome of Mirrors. "Hey, I'm your opponent now," Sasuke exclaimed and fired a fireball at one of the remaining mirrors. It hit the mirror, but it did little to break it. Haku attacked the boy, but Sasuke was quicker, deflecting all of the senbon. Haku was curious about this and launched from all areas. Sasuke was still able to keep up and deflected most of the needles. Haku was get frustrated when he noticed his eyes were similar like Kakashi. He then remembered who this boy was. Sasuke was extremely happy at having his Sharingan. With it, he could easily defeat his foe. He wouldn't have to be saved by Naruto. He stood and waiting for Haku's next attack. "So you have finally awakened your eyes. I commend you for activating them. However, they will not help you. Allow me to show you," Haku said and began another barrage of senbon. What was different about this attack was that it was coming in groups and different types of speed. Sasuke was still able to deflect and dodge, but it became much harder for him. He was struck in the legs, shoulder and arm. He dropped to a knee, and Haku launched another barrage. "Page Bunshin no Jutsu," Naruto shouted and several clones jumped into the fray. Haku attacked them and was able to dispel several of them. 3 of them surrounded Sasuke and guarded him. Naruto stood and summoned some more clones. Haku cursed as the clones attacked from within and outside. He could feel his chakra draining trying to keep this jutsu activate. His earlier fight with Naruto wasn't helping. He needed to end this now. Sasuke looked at the clones with a snarl. "What do you think you're doing, dope?" Sasuke asked. "What am I thinking? What the hell are you thinking, team? How stupid do you have to be to run into the opponent's jutsu? You think because you have your Sharingan that you're unbeatable? Get your head out of your ass and think. We need to work together or he's going to kill us," Naruto shouted. Sasuke snarled but did not argue with him. Haku fired another set of senbon at them, and the two with the clones began to move. Sasuke kept his eyes of Haku and was able to still keep track of him and pointed it out to Naruto. Naruto would launch shuriken and kunai at Haku would barely dodge. Haku would counter, but they were able to avoid it. He was getting very tired and he needed to at least take one of them out. He decided that it would be Sasuke. But the water that Naruto used in his jutsu gave Haku an idea. That's when he came out of the mirror doing one-handed seals. The jutsu. Sensetsu Sushim, secret technique. 1,000 flying water needles of death. Haku called out. The water took the form of 1,000 needles. Haku directed the needles to eliminate all of Naruto's clones. Some of them hit the original Naruto and he was dropped to a knee. Haku charged at him, attempting to finish him off. While he did not like him, Sasuke did not wish death upon him. He jumped in the way of Haku's charge, but that's what Haku wanted. He launched senbon that connected all over Sasuke's body, but Sasuke was still able to knock Haku away. Naruto watched in horror as Sasuke hit the ground with a thud. "Sasuke." Naruto shouted and made his way over to him. He could see that Sasuke was in bad shape. "You stupid moron, what were you thinking jumping in like that? I told you to think before you did anything. That's just like you dope. I save your life and you do nothing but bitch," Sasuke said. He coughed a little and felt himself go a little cold. Damn it, it wasn't supposed to be this way. I was supposed to kill my brother for his betrayal. I can't believe I died because my body betrayed me. With those last words, Sasuke's eyes closed. "Sasuke. Sasuke," Naruto shouted. He shook Sasuke's body, but he did not wake up. Haku stood and looked at the two. "Is this the first time that you have seen a friend die? You should be thankful to him for saving your life. He truly died as a shinobi," Haku said. "Died as a shinobi? Are you saying that he should proud about the way he died?" Naruto snarled. A very potent and evil chakra began to leak out of Naruto. Haku looked at it with some concern. What was a leak suddenly exploded into an outpour of chakra. While the normal color of chakra was blue, this chakra was red. It surrounded Naruto and covered him like a shield. "What is this chakra? It's so vile and full of bloodlust. I can barely stand it," Haku thought. That's when Naruto raised his head and looked right at Haku. The once kind blue eyes were now red and filled with malice. He put Sasuke down and took a few steps forward. Haku watched as his features changed into something more animalistic. He released an inhuman roar which made his chakra skyrocket. But in the mist, the two Chunin were now concerned about the vile chakra that they were feeling. Kakashi knew that chakra, while Zabuza was confused. Is this Kakashi's doing? No, not even he could put this much chakra. What the hell is going on? Zabuza thought. Did the seal break? No, it looks like it has just loosened enough for him to use its chakra. Still, what could have caused it? I need to finish this now and get over there, Kakashi thought. Back with the two, Naruto was pouring out more and more of the vile chakra. He glared at Haku with nothing but hate. We might not have been friends, but he had an ambition. Now, he can't complete it and you think that he should be proud by the way he died. Well then, I hope that you feel the same way because when I get through with you, you'll be joining him. Get ready to die. Naruto roared and charged at Haku with the intent to kill. What if Naruto had enough of Kakashi Konoha? End here and thanks for watching my video till the end.